Testing 1, 2, 3. Can anybody hear? Meantime, Chris is running out. Okay, so
All right. Hopefully that fixed it for you guys.
Cole, I think that was your fault.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got a little feisty, so I was messing with the settings.
Okay, can everybody hear us now? Let's 1, 2, 3. Take our COVID masks off. Wow. Okay. All right.
That was a great shot there from Chris coming 4 rails for the 5. Now he's just gonna bounce up for the 7. I mean, this is looking pretty routine here.
We were working with the audio for a second there. Is Chris breaking a run on this rack?
Yeah. Yeah. This is about to be.
So he, so he's just not going to let James shoot at all.
I don't think so. Yeah. I think he's decided that that's his best chance of winning here. So
21 and out.
yeah, 21 and out. Let's see it.
Wow.
When he was warming up, he was hitting them pretty clean, pretty confident. So this is definitely what he wants. He wants that little cushion, that first little lead.
He hit that nice.
Yeah, he's playing very smooth.
Well, you know where he's been practicing at, don't you?
Yeah, I heard there's some table that has what is it, like 4 inch, 3 inch pockets or something somewhere in Portland.
I think they're 2 3/4, so the ball barely fits in there.
Yeah, and he
No.
just runs out nonetheless.
Yeah, he's been practicing over at the house on 4 inch pockets. So,
Yeah, that's definitely a good training facility over there.
well, you go to 4 inch to these at 4.5. Plus, it's the cut's a little different, and you know, makes you shoot pretty straight.
Yeah, yeah, it's a mental thing for sure. You feel like you can't miss.
You let's see here.
All right, 2-0.
I got it. I got it.
You got it. All right.
Look at this. Bam.
All right. How's everybody's day going today? Good to have you guys here. If you guys don't mind sharing the stream, we would really appreciate it. Try to bump up these viewers to check out this great match. And so, what's the rules in this match, Steve? I don't know if the audio was out when we were talking about that, but
It might have been. So both players decided what they wanted to do was play 10 ball rules so that it is called pocket. So if somebody accidentally puts one in a wrong pocket, then it's a player option.
nice.
So
I like that.
yeah, it just cleans up 9 ball a little bit. We've had people say, how come they're not just playing 10 ball? Well, we let the players choose, what they wanted to do, and
Yeah.
that's what they came up with, which is fine.
All right. Well, Steve, Chris might opt to cut this in. It is a thin cut. Looks like he's gonna go behind the 7 though. That's a nice shot. Oh yeah. I was looking at the wrong feed. My bad,
Yeah.
guys.
So Chris played safe on that one and played a nice safe. Cole was looking at the wrong monitor, so
Yeah, and James's first shot's a kick, and he's gonna end up giving Chris ball in hand. So Chris has got to be feeling pretty comfortable right now. I mean, he's had complete control thus far.
well, it's a long race.
It is. It is. You got to keep up that intensity. So
That's funny. we we got Josh Martin helping here, doing some of the technical stuff while we're trying to commentate, and it's doing an audio chat where we're seeing whatever we say on the monitor on our backup. All right, so Chris has got this 3 ball. Does it pass that 6, Chris, Cole?
I
I
think
think it,
so. I
yeah,
think it goes
I think
right
it
by.
does. Stop shot here, right?
Yep.
Oh, he drew back a hair for. You can just take that for a second, Josh.
Yeah, and he might choose. He has a couple options. I think he's just gonna go high ball and just go,
Back middle
yeah,
table.
middle table here.
Little left hand English. Oh, he went with right hand English. That was.
Yeah, that works. Gets a little close to his work there, but you know,
He probably just felt a little more comfortable with the angle putting inside on it or something.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, really, just stopping the cue ball about right there is a great little angle to come across for the 9 in the bottom left-hand corner.
What about coming over to this side so he can actually go 2 rails for the 9?
That works too. Yeah, that
Let's see
might
what
be
he
a little bit.
chooses.
He kind of got a little 50.
Yeah, I think he draws straight back here.
Yeah, this can be definitely a touchy shot, but I mean he has a big position window here, so
Yeah, I think he can go high left and go 2 rails. He can draw back. I think he's going to just draw the ball to a good spot.
yeah. And look at
That's
that speed.
that's perfect. Left himself just a little bit high, it looks like, which is perfect. You never want to go too low.
Yeah, and watching these first 3 racks, it'd be hard to tell that Chris is working man, has a full-time job, gets up at 4 or 5 in the morning every day. So it's got to be a good feeling for him to
Well,
just come out and start off strong like this.
as we both know, he has a ton of raw talent. You
Yeah,
know,
he does.
it's just a matter, of applying himself and digging in.
And he's been putting in the work too.
Yeah, he's been practicing. He's been over at the house practicing all week. That's 3, right?
That is 3.
3-0, and Christopher Byers is playing really well so far.
He is. He's breaking solid. Cue ball is being controlled. So let's see if he can continue to replicate that.
And James is hoping he gets out of the chair. What, he's kicked once?
Kicked one time, yeah.
Is that
I
it?
mean, he played a good, kind of a good containing safety, but it leaked out in the first rack, and Chris was able to run out.
But as most people, I can't even talk. As most people know, both these players are 2 of the top players in the Northwest. Chris has a 701 Fargo, last I saw.
I think it's a 706 right now, actually. Climbed up a little bit.
As of when?
Last time I checked it, so it was like last night. I think it was a 706.
Oh, okay. When I looked last, it was 701. So,
Okay.
boy, that's a big bounce for not playing.
Yeah, well, there was some video that Mike Page from Fargo put out that, a lot of the results going in from Vegas, from BCA,
Uh huh.
it can have an effect on you even if you haven't played, just based on people that you have playing and then their results going in. So,
But boy, that's a big swing for not playing.
yeah, it
Because
is.
the other day when I looked, me and Chris both were at 701.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
and then James was up 605, 606. Either way,
Seven, yeah, I think they're almost 1 point off or 2 points off
yeah.
from each other. So, they haven't played too many times from what I know. I know they played in the Northwest Cup,
Uh huh.
and I think James got that one. So either way, it should be a great match, though.
Yeah, there was. It looked like there were a few people with side wagers.
Yeah,
That
yeah. There's a little action.
there's a little action on the side here.
You love to see it.
I think there's more money on the rail than there is on the match,
Yeah,
isn't there?
yeah. I think so. And
Yeah.
that's typically how it is, right? I mean, once you get those railbirds chiming in, getting their bets in,
Yeah, that was something.
yeah, it's good. So Chris played a great shot there, and he's just gonna try to find a little window here to,
Oh, that's stubbed his toe a little bit there. That's the first time I've seen him.
yeah, that was a
So
little.
so if you're feeling good, this is obviously cuttable, but where the 4 is, I don't see a whole lot of merit in going for this, do you?
No, I think he bunts it down to that middle diamond on the bottom rail, and cue ball comes over by the 6,
He's
even by the 8 if
he's
he can.
I thought looked like he might be playing this. No, he went the other way.
Yeah, so he got good
Oh, he
coverage
got
here.
all the way down under the 8. That was
That was nice. So James has he has a shot, he has a look on it, but it's
He can see the edge.
Yeah, it's not what you want to be coming to after sitting for 3 racks.
Okay. Boy, you left it right out there for Chris to have a chance to run out, depending on what that 4 does. So here, let's let everybody see a different camera angle here. If we can, there we go. So looking at this 4 down, that doesn't look playable. So
Yeah, he's looking like he thinks the combo might go, but what do you think? Clip off it and play a safety, leave the 4 there?
Well, he could run into it. He could play over to where he was looking and shoot the combo, or he could make this and then play safe. Right here.
Great cue ball control. Pretty much exactly where he was pointing.
But with these pockets being 4.5 inches, I think he's just going to take on this combo.
And I think you have to play it with the speed where your cue ball is coming to the middle of the table.
I just hope the 4 doesn't kill on that bottom rail is what I see.
Yeah, kind of double kiss.
See that?
Yep.
So it's got to bounce out a little bit, but not a lot. So
it's a great shot. Hold the 4 ball beautifully. And it's got a nice little shot on the 4 here. Semi-hampered by the 8, but he's good.
looking good. Which way do you go with your shape here?
I think you have the angle to just follow with a touch of left, high left. He's gonna swing.
He's gonna spin 2 rails and overs. Yep, that's what he did before. He hit it too soft. It looks like just a hair. Should be fine.
Yeah, he's okay. All right, you guys, we're getting the stream up to good numbers here. We really appreciate you guys. Your Saturday's going great. If you guys are enjoying the stream, we really appreciate any donations, stream contributions. So you can send those to either PayPal or Venmo. The Venmo being Bigglebox Space TV, and then the PayPal being Carissa at bigglebox.com. So that's much appreciated. If you guys enjoy the stream, it's a great way to give back in some way. And that puts Chris at a 4-0 lead. So what does James need to do at this point to kind of keep himself? I mean, it is a long race, like you said, but you don't want to be coming into the match down 6-0.
Well, it's a little too early to go Tanya Harding. So taking Chris out at the knees is probably a bit much.
Yeah.
He hasn't really made mistakes.
No, he hasn't.
He's made two defensive mistakes.
Yeah.
But when you play at this level, players that are 700 plus, I mean, it's tough. Sometimes a guy puts you in a chair, and you just really have no chance of winning the match.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, both these are top players from the Northwest. So
yeah.
You know, when the other guy is just playing at the top of his game and breaking good, I mean, the break's huge. Nothing you can do. You know, you can play because James hasn't missed a ball.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, there's a little bit of a state rivalry as well. I mean, nobody wants to let their state down, and both these guys are kind of competing with their state on their back as well. You know, a lot of people in the chat room are either from Oregon or Washington, and they want to see their guy pull off the win. So I like what I see from Chris, though. He's playing percentage pool for sure. I mean, he's playing safety when he needs to.
Looks like he hit that one pretty good. He might be able to see the outside edge.
Yeah.
Now, if he can see the outside edge of this, I'd play it down under that four ball 2 rails.
Mm-hmm. Just try to get
the lines there. See, that's where he was headed. Just didn't quite. Similar to the other 2 safeties he's played, each time Chris has been able to shoot offensively off his safety.
Yeah.
And that one there was just the table plays a little bit slow. I played on it last week for about half hour, and
Yep.
it's a little slow is all.
Yeah, and James is an incredible player, so he will adjust speed-wise. The second he gets a little more table time, you can definitely count on that. So
Chris is going to try to take advantage of that window that he got off the one ball.
yeah, makes a good little shot.
Oh, he's pretty straight here.
Yeah, he is. He's looking like he's going to have to.
Let's take a look at this other camera angle. Everybody can see it a little better. There you go. So
Just accept what he has and then kind of.
just a stun shot and stop it and take his licks on the three.
Yeah, exactly.
He's trying.
And
Yeah, he
gets
felt
a
pretty
little
good.
love bump.
Yeah, he felt pretty good around that bat.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. When you're playing good, you also tend to get the rolls. You know, you're hitting the ball clean. No, I apologize.
Oh,
I
that's
was
a 5
looking
ball.
at the I thought that was the 3. So
Commentator.
yep. And James is gonna get his first opportunity here.
Yeah, so Chris just made his first mistake or enforced error. He was playing safe, it looked like, and dunked Whitey in the corner.
Yeah, he just needs to go back to his chair and just forget that ever happened. Really, I mean, just off the momentum he already has. So how do you transition from the 6 to the 7 here, Steve, or do you run into it? What's your preference?
I think you go high ball and go through the middle. Just stroke the jeebers out of this
Yeah.
ball, you know?
Yep.
Just like that.
Looks pretty good there. Just pocket this ball, drift across.
Just for a little bit. Just stun this across, or you just roll it up?
I think I just roll it in.
Just roll it in, take your licks on the
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, should bounce out.
And stun it.
Stroke out a little bit.
Yeah, you've been in the chair a while, so.
Yep. So James is gonna get on the board here.
Well, that's the first opportunity you really had to shoot a ball, right?
Yeah, I think from what we've seen so far, I mean, it's almost been a perfect pool. So
Yeah, both players have made their mistakes on safeties.
yeah, I think if this is any indication of what the match is going to be like, we're in for a treat.
All right, everybody. So if you are liking the feed and the match here, go and share and like us on Facebook, and we'll bring more of these matches to you.
Yeah, and I think there's a good chance that these guys flip the coin after the go again.
I guess we can talk about that. They've got the option. They decided that after the first match, if the loser says tails, then they tee it up again.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm not sure if they want to tee it up after this or whether they're going to wait till tomorrow. That's going to be their choice. Either way, the coin gets flipped.
Great break from James. He had a nice shot on the 1. Now he's looking at the 2 to the 3. So, I mean, everything's laying
So this is going to be the point where he needs to get comfortable with the speed of the table.
Exactly.
See that one's a little short.
Yeah, I like
So,
that.
because he hasn't been shooting, he's going to have to develop that feel for the speed. So, Chris had pretty good speed in those first few games and struggled to it, but
Yeah.
he's still fine here. He can come over and come to that side rail and out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's gonna definitely opt to cut this in. Tell from here that that 4 ball
It looks fine.
doesn't go by the 7. Let's get another angle here.
Yep, looks like you can park the tractor through there.
Yeah.
Although he's looking at it pretty good, ain't he?
Yeah.
So it must not be a hanger
Well, and the
to get
problem
by
with
there.
this is, I mean, not only do you have to pocket the ball, you have to make sure that your cue ball's good.
Just a little high left here, comes straight down table on this.
Yeah.
So I think his cue ball's okay. He's just afraid of that double kiss and hanging in front of the pocket.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Opted for that and kind of bit him a little bit. I
Yeah,
don't think it was necessarily the wrong way to play it, but
he just got an unfortunate roll here. So he obviously called it because it's call pocket and shot. Just like he just got unlucky.
yeah. Well, I think this is a situation where you kind
Shorty,
of gotta jump.
Shorty's coming into play.
Yeah. You just have to make sure your landing zone is, before the ball, so you're not, or either before or right on it, so you're not jumping off the table.
You cutting this or are you banking this on this jump?
I think you gotta bank it.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's a better odds of getting safe too if you bank this ball.
Yeah, it could, go 3 or 4 rails down below the 9 if you really hit it solid. Ooh,
Oh boy, he hit it good.
you really did. Great try.
Yeah, he didn't deserve that. He should have got a better roll off that carom combo.
Yep. Nice little 2 rail position there.
You gonna play this in the side? Or you gonna play this in the corner, Cole?
I think I would just kind of stun over for the corner.
Yeah.
Personally, but just to kind of minimize cue ball movement. But what do you think? Draw it down and kind of ensure that little more.
Well, if he's got angle, stunning over for the side makes sense, but he might not have enough angle. Yeah, he's just plopping over.
Should work.
Little stun forward shot here.
Yeah. Comes off the rail and this 9 ball to go up 5-1.
Alrighty. Well, James deserved better on that one,
He did. Yeah, he really did.
but that is rotation.
Yeah, and James has been playing so solid recently. I mean, just placing high in everything he plays in, and really has improved a lot over the last couple years from what I've seen. So
Well, the break is so important in rotation, and they are using the magic rack,
yeah,
and when you use the magic rack, that wing ball. So in this game, the 6 ball. So let's watch it. Normally, if you're breaking correctly, the that wing ball is going to go in.
mm-hmm.
So let's see if that 6 ball goes in, and he can take a little speed off and play shape for the 1. Let's see if that's dialed in here. And the 6 ball disappeared into that corner like it had eyeballs, didn't it?
It sure did.
He just, cue ball came popping back a little bit too far.
Chris has a decision to make here as far as where he's going to. It looks like he's going to kick and try to play the 1 ball down table, cue ball below the 7 potentially.
So he's going to put separation on these and try to put it on the end.
A little bit with his stick there behind the 8, but okay, see this.
Z-band this right down to the bottom rail and kind of roll it up on. That's a good shot.
Very good shot. Really took away a lot of Chris's options for escape on this shot. He kind of has a kick right before the side where he can kind of shorten it up. Try to play the 4 ball.
Yeah, that's all he has. You have to twist this and change the angle.
Yeah. He's going to try to just clip off that bottom side of it. Pocket the 4.
I thought he needed to put a lot more ketchup and mustard on that, give it some speed, shorten it up, and tried to go natural. Didn't work out.
Yeah, and if that 2 ball goes behind the 7, in this bottom right-hand corner as we're looking, his run out should be pretty elementary, but could run into some trouble there.
Well, getting phone hand on the start. To play shape for that too. I think he plays short side over there is what he does. Trying to get through the gap. That worked out good.
Alright, if you guys are enjoying the stream, please share.
Himself a little farther than he would have wanted here, but should be okay. Just cinch this up. Little stun to the left here.
Yep.
Yeah, should be in good shape. Just put an angle on that 8 and have a plan, and we'll take care of this rack. Just got the cue ball just a little bit out of line there and made that last one a little tougher than he would have wanted, but stayed focused. All right, so what James would like to do is do the same thing that Chris did to him. He would like to.
I don't remember if I racked the 2 in your back last time. If I forget, remind me.
That's why you know what I mean? So. And both players on this particular equipment are capable of probably 2 3s and 4s if they're in stroke.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
technical crew running in here, helping us out by doing all the technical work while we're just put Josh to work there.
Yeah, really a huge thanks to Josh for allowing us to stream this from his house on his beautiful 9-foot diamond table.
Yeah, with this COVID thing, we are spatially distancing everybody. The players are not doing any high-fiving or anything else. We've got our technical meeting in here. So. Some pretty weird times, isn't it, Cole?
It really is. It's definitely unlike anything I've ever seen, and I'm sure almost anybody alive did.
So I hope everybody out there watching is safe and healthy and continue in that frame of reference. So be safe, everybody, and let's get through this.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get through it together for sure. One thing is for sure, I miss everybody who's tuning in right now. I see you guys. Can't wait for us to be together again, enjoying the game that we love and just hanging out. James is kind of making short work of this rack.
You know, this is that part where we said, you know, he'd like to put a few racks together, and so he finished off that last one.
God.
Oh, just as soon as I talked.
Yeah, the good old commentator's jinx. Never
Sorry.
seems to fail.
Sorry, James. I wasn't trying to. I was rooting for you on that one.
Yeah, so Chris really, if he can run out here and then get another big run, it's really going to start sending a message.
So you're gonna play. You gotta play short side on this, right? Just kind of stun it out about a foot.
I would, yeah. Pitch back.
And of course, he didn't do that. He chose to.
Chose to kind of stun across. I
I
don't
thought.
know if that's exactly how he meant to hit it, but
Yeah, I think if you know, I questioned that decision a little bit. You know,
yeah.
I thought just rolling up and coming out and taking it up here in the corner was a little easier, but we all make different decisions, this and that. That's what he. As long as you commit to it, that's all it counts.
Yeah. Chris touched the ball as good as anyone, but that one kind of got away from him. I think that's what he's missed in this session. So James is going to be happy to get back to the table there.
He's very happy.
And I think what a lot of people watching can learn, watching these better players, is they don't try to get too close to the ball every time. You know, they're comfortable with their shot making ability, right as I say that. But in 9-ball, you kind of want to play position areas and not so much be right up on the ball every time.
I think James hadn't committed to what he wanted to do with the cue ball because he kind of free rolled that, and I think he just lost his focus a little bit because he's supposed to make that all day.
Yeah.
Chris is gonna
spin. Oh man.
Wow, this is a first.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of a give it back to each other session here.
Yeah, they've had like I don't know four misses this game.
Yeah, that's uncharacteristic, especially since they hadn't really missed a ball.
That's more than they've had in the whole set. Yeah. So they're having one of those oops games.
Yeah. It's just adjusting to the table, adjusting to the speed. But James' speed was pretty perfect on that, so it's gonna bring it back to a little 5-3.
All right. Well, that's the first time we've seen multiple mistakes in the same game. That was uncharacteristic of both players.
Yeah, I think more than anything in a long race like this, it's really a war of attrition. I mean, these guys can shoot as good as anyone, but it's going to come down to the mental battle both of these players are kind of facing, and whoever is victorious on that front. So missing balls like that, you got to just put it out of your mind, get back into the match, focus on your next opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, we might not see another game like that the whole set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rather than lift like that, you can just slide it down that way too.
Yeah.
Either way,
Good. Yeah, good advice.
they both work.
All right, this is a little bit of a less opened up break. Gonna be pushing out here for sure.
Can he catch rail first on this one?
Might be able to, but
Oh, no, he can't. I'm looking at the other.
oh yeah.
Let's give them a view from this angle, and they'll see that 6's in the way from kicking in there. So I think he's getting this one back.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what
I'm not sure.
Chris's thought
Yeah.
process was on that.
But Chris didn't even get out of the chair. He just said, "Go ahead."
Yeah. Okay, so he thinks he can come maybe below the. Oh, he's kicking it. He's kicking it in.
What am I missing?
Oh, Chris was the one that pushed out. James came up and gave it back.
Oh, okay. That's what I get for taking a nap.
It's okay.
All right. Oh, he hit it pretty good.
He did hit it pretty good.
He's going to be stuck behind a wall of balls here, though.
Yeah.
Little right-hand English, it's going to tuck it right in there, just like that.
Yeah, and he didn't tie up the two, which is good. Sometimes there's a tendency to just kind of want to play safe, and you're not really thinking about what the other balls are doing and the chance that you do get ball in hand. So
Now, one option here, he's probably not going to do it, but if you really get tucked in and kind of in a nut spot, you could always just take that 4, give him ball in hand, and knock the 4 in front of the 2.
I
You
like
know,
that.
if you were really nutted down.
Yep.
So that 2 has no pocket. Instead, he kicked, and he did a nice job.
Hit it well. Left a shot, but I mean.
Yeah, I don't think he
James
was
still has to
nutted
come
down where he
back.
had to go that other route on that one, but because obviously he hit it. All right.
2 rail position here. Now he's maybe looking at if the 4 comfortably goes by the 6.
If it doesn't, he's going to power this, and he's going to bump the 4 ball over, just like that.
Yeah, and he did.
I think he felt a little more comfortable with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and he can just kind of stun this down the rail, I think. I think he has the right angle to do that. I think he's okay.
Yeah, it looks real good from here. Yeah, if he just keeps his angle on all these, there really doesn't look like there's much to deal with.
Mm-mm. Really, the 7 to the 8 is the really only tough shot here from here on out.
Yeah, but there's a lot of options depending on what angle he puts on this
Yeah.
7 ball. Looks like James is playing with earbuds in, so he's rocking out right now.
Yeah, I know a lot of players feel more comfortable with, kind of just being in their zone, not hearing any outside noise.
Do you ever play with music or earbuds?
I kind of don't. I've found that sometimes it can affect me, like it can kind of distract me based on what the song is, or yeah. So I choose not to, but I definitely understand why people do. What about you?
I really like it when I'm in a tournament and the music's going and bopping to it.
Yeah.
But as far as wearing the earbuds, I've tried it, and when I'm playing 8-ball in one pocket where you got to think more,
Yeah.
I find that it doesn't. I don't get the same focus that I do without them.
Absolutely.
So I think I prefer the ambiance music in the background and let that just dictate and then just play.
Yeah.
But if I did it all the time, I might be able to get used to it, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, there's certain tournaments where they don't allow it as well. They feel like, especially in a call shot game where you need to tell your opponent what's going on. If they have their AirPods in or whatever it is, they can't hear what you're saying. So.
All right, everybody, if you're enjoying the stream, share this with your friends. Did I skip on the score here? Did I not mark one?
Should be 5-4.
5-4?
Yeah.
In other words, yes.
Yes, you did.
All right, so James is sneaking back into this. He didn't want to let Chris get too much of a head start.
Yeah, but that's kind of good for the viewers. We want to see a close battle. Depending on...
Depends on who's
betting.
betting on who. Some of them don't want it to be a close battle.
Yeah, that's true.
Looks like he's going to take on this one ball.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he chose to... There's that safety that let Chris shoot again.
Yeah, just the speed on the safety is a little bit elusive to James right now, but based on how he's been dialing in his running out, I think he's going to dial that in pretty quick too.
Yeah, I don't think he can afford to keep giving up shots, though, on letting Chris run out on his safeties.
No. This is touchy here with this 8-ball. I mean...
Yeah, it's not a hanger to shoot this and get shape.
Do you consider maybe trying to play it to follow the 2 in after and come down for the 4?
You'd have to draw the ball or real high ball. I I don't like it. I think I play this soft.
Yeah.
And I try to hit
there.
and I try to hit a little bit of the left side of that 6 ball is what I see.
Okay.
Just oh.
Yeah, that was the worry there, but
Wow, he shot it in the middle. He didn't shoot it soft. He shot it medium and it just followed it in. So there might be no. I was thinking there was a carom. But it doesn't carom off the 6. He's going to have to hit it clean.
it was a tough shot for sure.
And I noticed James isn't calling a ref over because they're both going to know if by chance he didn't hit this 4 ball first.
Yeah. Ooh. Good hit.
Yeah, and he missed. As they say, he missed good.
He sure did. James has the option to cross bank this, I think.
Cross bank.
Can he cross it?
No.
Cross side?
Boy, let's take a look at the other camera angle. I mean, it's possible, but Whitey's going to run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe play a little safety.
Boy, he's in a tough spot, isn't he? Look at that angle.
Yeah.
The bank might be the shot. It's easier than safety. Yeah, It's just,
Well, he knew that playing it that way, even if he does leave a shot, Chris is going to have a tall order as far as position on that 5 ball.
I think I'd rather be shooting in this spot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what he was trying to do.
Yeah, perhaps just leave him long or...
Yeah, maybe leave Whitey on the end rail or something.
Where's Whitey going?
Right there.
That looks pretty good. I think...
I'm not sure he was trying to do that.
I think he
Do
was.
you?
When he pointed at the bottom rail, I think he was trying
Okay.
to come up and into it, but onto that line.
Just stun this one out a little bit of follow.
Yep.
Oh, he drew the ball.
Yeah. It's a tough shot for sure, so definitely don't fault him for missing it, but I think he's got to he has to start to bear down on those shots a little better because,
I just think it's a shot he's supposed to make,
yeah.
you know, and then if he gets funny with his cue ball, it gets funny, but make sure you cinch that one. It's going to cost him a game, it looks like.
Yeah, we're going to be tied at 5.
And
Race
Chris,
to 16.
and Chris was 16 more. Got it.
Yeah. And, yeah, Chris was up 5-1, right? So,
Was it 5-1?
yeah. Chance to go 6-1, so James kind of underhit this ball. Tad.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. That's definitely a gift for Chris right there.
Yeah, I knew he missed because our monitor is just a few seconds delayed from the live in there, and I didn't hear anything go into the bottom of the pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I knew it must have hit rubber from our delay from the system.
Yeah. So that's a big miss.
Yeah, they both are missing a few balls last couple 3 games. But James is not happy about that one. He should have been out every day on that one.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big swing. 5-5, 6-4. How many times in a match are you playing somebody where like they're ahead 4-2 and you're supposed to get to 3 and be 1 game behind and get back in the match, and
Yeah.
at 4-2 if you stub your toe, now it's 5-2.
I know.
5-2 compared to 3-4.
It's a
That-
huge swing.
I just feel like I want to like go throw up in the backyard
Yeah.
or something. It just,
Yeah.
you know.
Absolutely.
But it happens. But boy, in a short race, that'll kill you. I mean, this is a longer race, so that's
Yeah.
not as important. If this was a race to 7 in that spot,
Yeah.
think
I
about it.
mean,
If this was a race to 7, you just
Yeah.
basically lose the match almost.
Exactly.
Instead of 5-5, you're at 4-6 going to 7.
Yeah, and the guy's breaking, and
Right,
he might
right.
not get back to the table. So
Yeah. In this spot being a longer race, it doesn't just end it. But if this was a short race like to 7 or something like that, you're done.
yeah, absolutely.
So it just lets everybody know how important every game is in a match. So people watching out there, if you're enjoying the stream, go ahead and share the stream and let your friends and everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, this is a great little action match from the Northwest. So I know there hasn't been a ton of action going on with this COVID stuff, and it's a great way for people to watch some good pool. So let everybody know.
That shot came out okay. I'm not sure if that's what he was trying, but the result was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you see here, Cole?
Um,
Let's put a different angle for people watching so they can see what he's looking at, looking right down the barrel. He can see the edge of it,
yeah, I think
but I don't know what you do with everything else.
if you can try to put it over where the 7's at and go, yep. So I didn't
Yeah.
think you could get behind the 9 there, but
Yeah, I think he was playing that down behind the 9, though.
Yeah, he hit it well.
Although Chris might be able to see all this.
Yeah, I think so.
He might be able to just give it a run.
He's got at least half a ball.
I think he's got all ball. I think he's going to pocket this. And angle to slide a little bit for the 3.
Yeah, he hit it well.
That one I heard hit the back of the pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, well he's got to get some type of angle on that 3 ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little touchy, but I think even if he just stays a couple inches off the rail, he can kind of stun out.
Yeah, for sure.
Just doesn't want to get straight. Is he drawing it all the way out? No. Okay, that was good. That was gutsy with that 8
That
ball
was
there,
gutsy.
doesn't it? I
gonna
think I
say.
just would have rolled it soft and
Yep.
gave myself that 2 inches.
Yeah, he felt more confident doing it that way, but
Well, I mean, Chris is known for, stroking balls. He's a big kid with, like I said, 8-foot arms, and
yeah,
he chose to stroke that rather than some that might have just chose a little bit different line on that. It works for him.
looks like he's going to draw this out to the rail. Well, maybe not.
He should be okay.
But this kind of run out, you just got to not rush it. Just take your time a little bit. Walk around the table, which I'd like to see him do a little more of.
Yeah, I like what he did with his cue ball on that one.
Yeah, he's got the perfect angle here.
He might be a little 50-yard line.
Yeah.
He's debating on whether he just rolls it in or stuns it over. Rolling it in, he'll keep angle. If he stuns it over, he could get straight.
Yeah.
Or on a rail. So he's weighing that decision. I think it's a roller. And he's going to do the opposite. Watch.
Looks like he's kind of queuing a little low, but he's indecisive. I think in this situation, when you're indecisive, it's good to walk over, see exactly where you want to be on that 8 ball.
Yeah.
Kind of let your mind start to visualize the shot a little bit better.
And he got a little funny.
Yeah, he did. He's jacked up on the rail here.
Boy, this is no good. Look at this angle.
Yeah, I think he has to follow this and just try to hit right below the side. But the cue ball is definitely not going to be friendly when it comes to.
Oh, he hit that good.
Wow, what
Holy
a shot!
moly!
What a shot! Yeah, and that one hit the center of the pocket. 7-4, Chris.
Well, why don't you share with everybody? We both don't know that much about James Davee other than competing against him, but you're best friends with Chris, so tell us a little bit about him. Let everybody know.
Chris is he's one of the best guys I know. If not, he's right up there. So he's been my best friend for about 6 years. Met him over at Colby's in Salem at a tournament there, and we both had such a passion for the game back then, still do, but we started playing at Classic Billiards, and then from there going on the road a little bit, and just like our personalities mesh so well. We're kind of both goofy guys and don't take ourselves too serious, but when it comes to pool, we both just we want to just do everything we can to grow and become better players, and that's something that Chris has never really lost, even though he's started working a lot more. And yeah, I mean, I love the kid to death. He's a really great guy, got a ton of heart, and he's been through a lot, but he always seems to persevere. So yeah, what are some stories you have about Chris, Steve?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Me and Carissa met you and Chris around the same time. I think we were in Spokane having Thai food, and we all sat down. We were on a little road trip playing pool, and
Yeah,
you and Chris both have basically become family. Like you're
absolutely.
both like sons to me, and Carissa feels the same. So
Yeah,
it's kind of a special thing,
yeah,
and it's really neat. You don't see it very often. A lot of times, players uh, in competition, um, being as close as I am to you and Chris, sometimes, at least for myself, um, Danny Louie and both Damien, that owns Jam Up. I'm also very close with both those players, and when I'm in big tournaments and I have to compete against people that are good friends,
Oh yeah.
it's harder for me.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
I'm sure it's harder for you to play against Chris.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know you guys have done it, just like all of us. But
Yeah.
I'd rather be playing that Josh Martin guy and wanting to just, as Earl would say, rip his heart out and feed it to him, or
Yeah.
whatever his famous line
Yeah,
is.
rip his heart out and hand it to him.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that you make a good point there. As Chris goes up 8-4 in this match, it's really hard to play your friends, and I think I see a lot of top players, kind of like Francisco Sanchez Ruiz and David Alcade
Mhm.
are two that come to mind, where they are constantly there rooting each other on. You can tell they want each other to win so bad when they're watching the match, but when they're in a match against each other, they have that same tenacity and they give it their all. And it's like, I respect that, because there's been numerous times where I've played Chris or you in a tournament, and it's like
Mhm.
you can lose that a little bit. And I mean, we both know in our hearts that there's nothing personal about taking the W, but you do tend to let up a little bit. So
Yeah, I just think that you don't play quite as sharp, playing a friend as you do, a person that you're not close to. At
yeah,
least I can speak for myself.
yeah,
So I'd much rather play that guy that tries to shark you,
yeah,
and although that can backfire sometimes too.
yeah. I remember it was the uh, final stop of the Mez. It was kind of the Top Gun tournament last stop, and Chris and I drove down to California Billiards. Drove like 12 hours down there, and 32 player field, and we get matched up first round, and Chris ended up beating me 7-0 in like 25 minutes. I mean, it wasn't even really a match. He just ran over me, but then he proceeded to go on and beat Rodney Morris 9-1. And it's like, even though the sting of that loss, like nobody wants to get whitewashed by their buddy, but still, like you still can appreciate the accomplishment that he had after that, So
Yeah.
I think that's a good tell of when you have a good friend.
Yeah, it was in Derby City in January, and my good friend Shane Van Boning, I got to play him in the first round.
Yeah, how did that
So,
go?
he got me 9-5. We both missed a couple balls. I felt he got, fortunate on a couple shots and ended up winning. But boy, when somebody like Shane gets good on a miss,
Yeah,
uh,
it's tough.
it's tough.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't be the first person that he's done it to, that's for sure.
Yeah, normally he doesn't even give you any error, but in other words, miss.
Yeah,
But good experience. I've played him, I think, 4 or 5 times in competition now, and a couple of them I was in position to win if a couple shots would have gone different. But he's as tough as they get, let me tell you.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah, and that's what everybody is aspiring to be like. They want that competitive edge that he has.
yeah, he's quite a competitor, obviously.
Yeah, James is looking good here to run out, close the deficit a little bit.
Yeah. Now, so assuming he gets out from here, but that game where he could have gone 5-5.
I know it's huge.
Oh, and my goodness.
Yeah, Yeah.
But that one where he stubbed his toe on a dead out and rattled that 9 and should have been 5-5, it's really weighing big,
Yeah.
right about now. So, and here he made another mistake, but
Yeah. I mean, James is very seasoned when it comes to, gambling and even being down in sets. I mean, I've seen him get in action and kind of be down, and he claws his way back pretty well. So I don't think he's going to be worried about it too much. But yeah, I mean, even right here, 8-5 is definitely a lot different than 9-4. So
he chose to lay down. Not a bad decision, but that ball cuts. You got to hit it good, but what do you think he's going to do here, Cole? I say play safe.
Yeah, I kind of think he might just
Try to hide.
play a little side-to-side safety here.
Yep, try to hide down over behind the 9. I think he left an edge.
Yeah, he definitely left a bank here.
Boy, oh boy. There's no picnic. Bank it with high right and try to get down table, huh?
Yeah, either that or just go all out with bottom right and kind of suck up the rail. Oh, wow, he played it well.
Yeah. I think that's all he had.
Nice shot, good recovery. All right. 8-5 will be the scoreline. Yeah, and with this winter break format, you are going to see a lot of swings.
Boy, I'm sure James is glad that it's 8-5 rather than 9-4.
Absolutely.
Those scores sound totally different.
Yeah, they really do.
So tell us a little bit about, I know you've been down and played in Oscar's Mez Tour in California quite a bit.
Yeah.
A few times you've gone with Chris, been able to drag him down there. I haven't been able to go down there with you.
Yeah, I'd love to have you.
Timing hasn't been right. I've been doing other events or what have you, but
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite the experience. I mean, it's going to be a lot like a lot of, regional tournaments that you go to with top players, but I think it has kind of a special feel to it because a lot of the people that have been competing on the Mez tour have been in there since like the beginning, since it first started. So there's kind of that family feel.
Right.
And everybody's kind of rooting each other on, and while it does end up being Oscar and Vilmos normally in the finals, every now and then a player will knock one of them off, and yeah, it's a good atmosphere for sure. And it's a great way to grow your game for only $65.
Now are all the entries $65?
Well, so there's a yearly membership fee of I believe $25, and then from then on it's 65. And if you don't want to pay the membership fee, I think it's maybe $85 or $90 to just play the one stop.
Right.
But yeah, Oscar and Desiree are amazing for the game. They've done so much, continue to give back, which is really important.
So anybody who's not totally familiar with what we're talking about the Mez Tour that they do pretty much all through California, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Oscar Dominguez and his wife Desiree, is that right?
Yep. Yeah, they go in California, Nevada, Arizona, kind of bounce around, and then most recently they came up to Oregon for that one.
That was a non-tour stop. That was just kind of
Yeah.
a special thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, that is not going to get the cheese right there.
Nope, left the door open. Yeah, I can't wait to get down to Oscar's place because back when I was in my 20s, like you are now, I actually went down there to play for a living. It was called Great America back then.
Yeah.
And boy, what an atmosphere back then. I mean,
Yeah.
Paul Brienza, Kim Davenport, Danny D'Imperio, all the Bay Area players back then, the LA players. I mean, just everybody converged upon that pool room, and Kim Davenport was playing $3,000 to $10,000 sets every weekend.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that sounds pretty magical.
Yeah, and the guy ended up in the Hall of Fame too. Fiercest gambler I've ever seen.
Really?
He was just unbelievable.
Yeah, is he still playing these days?
You don't know Kim's history?
Not much. Not the present.
So what happened is I used to play quite a bit against him and have seen him play for thousands of hours, but it was early 90s. He was ranked like second in the world behind Efren
Yeah.
and Earl. All three of them were in there fighting, and he's an avid golfer. And he was on the course, and a guy with a mower hit a golf ball, and part of the golf ball hit him in the eye.
Oh no.
It ended his career.
Wow.
Yeah, he never competed in the pro events and everything ever since then. So I'm sure he got some kind of settlement. I didn't, don't know the specifics of it, but that pretty much ended his career, and it was sad to see.
That's tragic.
He was quite a player. Yeah.
Yeah, you hate to see something like that.
He went on to get into a pool room with Johnny Archer in Atlanta, and I don't think that pool room is still open. They kind of separated as partners, but he stayed in the business a little that way. But now he bets high on a golf course, is what I
Yeah.
hear. So
I'm sure he's pretty good at that too.
he loves to golf.
Nice shot there from James. Pretty much coming down and getting
But
almost perfect.
he got good.
Just gonna follow this up. All right, it's amazing to see, just how those little swings happen rather than being down 9-4. Now it's gonna be potentially 8-6.
It's a little funny here. Is he going to have to twist with some inside here? I think so.
Just kind of slow spin it.
Slow spin and run long. Yeah, I don't think he can go back and forth just like that. He hit it good.
Yeah, it's a nice shot.
That shot was trickier than it looks.
Now, if he chooses, he can just lag this in or go up to the top rail and
I think
back down.
I think he'll put him in the same pocket. It's natural.
Yeah.
Just nice speed here. And
It chose to hit the top rail.
that was interesting that he went all the way down table.
Yeah, I think maybe a couple of the shots he's missed, he has kind of rolled them, so maybe he's trying to avoid that.
Yeah,
Letting a stroke out.
it was hard to say from this angle. It looked like he could just roll it in and play,
Yeah.
same thing. But like you said, maybe he wants to try to stroke balls and get a feel.
Yeah. Pop over.
Looks good. Oh, little 50-yard line-ish, huh?
Yeah, it's about the third time that he's had a shot like this, but
Looks like it's a corner
yeah, I
rather
think
than
so.
side, right?
Yep. I mean, James is playing pretty solid right now. He's not making too many mistakes, besides maybe just a few position errors, but
Few position and, few missed balls here and there, but
yeah, he's definitely showing that he came to play, though.
oh, he's looking at that side. I think he's going with it. Back to the corner. Wow, he played
Chose to duck.
safe. I don't think I
Yeah.
think I would have shot at my hole, but it's a good shot what he did.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, he's going to give Chris a low percentage shot that I think Chris has to bank this.
Yeah. And if anybody doesn't know Chris's history with banking, he's definitely pretty proficient. I think he had a good story about playing Harry Plattis, 1,000 a game bank pool, and broken ran like 3 on him. I think Plattis quit after that.
That's usually what the result is. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was back when he was like 16, so he's been playing high-level pool for quite a long time.
Now the important thing on this one is the speed. You bank this, and if you miss it short, you want to play the speed to maybe not leave your opponent a shot. Oh, he went wide.
Yeah, if that can just sit right in the...
It's going to be no good.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen, besides that one concession, I haven't really seen anybody conceding balls, so that can be a good thing. Well, and that is one ball that I might have conceded if I was Chris, and you see what happens. James missed it, so it's a great example why you don't give up easy nines no matter
Wow.
what. Wow.
Well, sometimes you don't know what to say.
Yeah.
You don't. They're both great players, and you don't really want to say anything, real negative. But they both missed shots that
Yeah, you just
they
gotta
should have
really
they should have
respect.
handled real easily. Yeah. But sometimes your jaw drops, and you just go, "Wow."
Yeah. That's okay. I mean, it's definitely not a sprint. So
No. I got to tally up a score, don't I?
you might have to.
There we go.
Yeah. Sometimes no one wants to make that 9 ball.
Barefoot Josh is out there running around.
Is he?
Yeah, if you want to take a break, or if you, we might let Josh run in here if you want to take 5,
Either
and
way,
then I can take 5 or whatever you want me to have him.
I'm good for now, but
Okay.
yeah, either way.
He likes to talk. Have you seen his lips move?
Yeah, he does at times. All right. James is going to break those off. Make several balls. Has a nice opening shot. Really just needs to pocket this 3-ball. Natural 2-rail shape on that 4. Really can leave it anywhere though because 4 is pretty close to that pocket, so I think he's going to follow forward on this. It's a little outside English. Well, another miss there. If I were Chris, I might take a break here in a minute. Either one of these players, if they keep missing like this, they might need to take a little 5-minute break, kind of reset mentally, get rid of those jitters or whatever's causing those misses. All right, Josh is joining
Cole.
me. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. We just got some bean dip made upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So
I like it.
You've got Steve, who I think he smelled it.
Did he?
He had to have.
Yeah. Is that why you wanted to take a little break?
I have to assume because I just poured myself a big bowl of it.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that bringing it down here on the stream would probably be the best course of action. So.
Yeah, the viewers might not want to hear us just chomping away on chips. So how you been, man?
Been pretty good, actually. Yeah. It's been, kind of a weird time.
It has,
But,
yeah.
I've been staying connected with a lot of people, and
Yeah.
some of the work that I've been doing with Steve and Creasa has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying seeing the live streams and even watching your game recently. It seems like you've really improved a lot, so good job, man.
I appreciate that. It helps having a 9-footer in the house.
It does. Yeah, it really does.
But yeah, we've been playing a lot more One Pocket lately, actually.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
One Pocket's the best game there is for sure.
Well, one of the holes in my game that I've been finding is my safeties.
Yeah.
And I'll see it in my head, but I'll leak out one way or the other, and I give up a game. And one thing that One Pocket's really been teaching me is you got to stick that cue ball.
You have to.
Yeah.
Especially against a good player that's going to punish you if you kind of give him any air. It's really important to have your cue ball on a string. So, yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, so we've been working on that a little bit, and of course, your little twisty shots and your um, banks and this and that, they make you focus on each and every single ball,
Yep.
and you realize how important every single ball is. And a game like 9-ball, you get up to the 7,
Yeah.
and that ball is just as important as the 9.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if you've been watching with, I know you've been running around and stuff helping out, but there's been some kind of crucial misses recently. Big swings, missed 9 balls. So, yeah, what's kind of your go-to when you start missing crucial balls? Do you kind of take a break, or do you have a mantra, or what's your mental move there?
Well, one of the things that I heard was that if you, or the better players, I guess, the better players know how to adjust.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to have an off night. You're going to, your arm's not going to feel as good, your back's a little sore, this and that, but it's in how you adjust. So if you're missing, 1 ball or 2, here's the thing, you can't change the past.
Yeah.
It's happened. It's
Yeah.
gone. You
Yeah.
can't change it. All you can do is focus on the future, and focus on how you want to end the match.
Absolutely.
So, if I miss a ball, whether it be a cut shot or a bank shot, I try to figure out why I missed that, and figure out what was going through my mind before. If it was just a mechanical errors are going to happen.
Absolutely.
It's eliminating the mental errors.
Yeah.
That really makes pool difficult.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many mental game books that are out there. Do you have any favorites when it comes to that?
Not specifically. I think personally my mental game I think is pretty good. It's for me it's some of, like I said, the safety games or the kick shots or this or that I've been really studying. So the 99 critical shots book is one of my favorite, and
I
I've
like
learned
that one
a
too.
ton from that book.
Yeah.
Just a ton.
Looks like Chris played a great shot there on the one, cutting it, and then kind of a little unfortunate to get right behind that 3. So
Can he look like he can kick one rail back behind it?
I don't know. I think he's gonna maybe try to swerve it a little bit. He's jumping. Yeah, he's got the propel. That propel that Ira just got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder where she got that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, looks like it worked.
Yeah, it jumps okay.
I've heard it referred to as the cheater jump stick.
Honestly, it does jump that good. Like,
yeah,
you really don't have to do much, but put it in the hands of somebody like Chris, and it's even more lethal. So
now, are you using what jump are you using currently?
I'm actually using the jump cue from Perry.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's been pretty recent. I don't think I've actually had a chance to congratulate you on that sponsorship too. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely a huge opportunity for me, and yeah, they play great, and they're just starting out in the U.S., so kind of trying to grow their brand, and yeah, it's exciting for me. So
yeah, well, good for them to get one of the hardest working pool players in the game on their side. So
thank you, man.
Yeah,
that really means a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been watching you play for a few years, and it is very apparent that you're one of the hardest working pool players there is.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a journey. I mean, I think kind of coming up with Chris when he was already kind of at this level, and I was, more towards like the 550, 575 Fargo range, and just really wanting to improve and
good shot,
seeing
Chris.
what was possible. Great shot there. Seeing what's possible, watching him and, how smooth he is, and it's like you just want more out of yourself, and so I think that's been a big motivator for me. And then, yeah, I mean, just putting in the work and constant tweaks and stuff like that. Every pool player knows what I'm talking about. But
Yeah, I spent some time talking to James last night. He came over and wanted to get a chance to get the feel of the table down
Yeah.
last night, and he's very similar, man. He's a great shot, but he just works at it, and he plays pool, hours a day.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know if everybody knows, but he was in a motorcycle accident, a few years ago, and
Yep.
he had to take a break from pool, and man, he's got a video of it. That thing is
I saw it.
crazy.
Yeah, it's one of the gnarliest things I've seen. I mean, yeah, some of the pictures he has of the accident are pretty shocking for sure.
Yeah.
So
So for him to come back and excel at pool the way he has, I mean, the past two elite 10 ball, yeah, he's won both of
snapped
them.
him off. Yeah,
He's,
he's playing great, man. I actually played James at a tournament at 15th Street in Auburn, and it was the first time I'd seen him play, and it always surprised me seeing him play like so upright like he does. I just didn't really think it'd be possible for somebody to play so well, but man, the way he controls the cue ball, his shot making is just sometimes he just plays perfect. So
yeah. Well, Chris broke that one pretty good.
oh
He's
yeah,
got a great look at the one ball here. Um, two ball on the other side of the table, three's right there. I mean, I guess there's not really even a touchy shot.
yeah. I think the only problem here is just getting good angle. If he can't play, oh, it looks like he can play the three in the side. We can get a little better angle there for you guys to see, but yeah, I mean, just good angle to get back down table for the four from the three. Kind of solves this rack.
Yeah, so he's just got to make sure to focus. Like we mentioned earlier, every single shot is important here
Yeah,
because, I mean, you miss one ball and your opponent has the rack that you should have ran out.
absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy how many big swings can happen like that. And yeah, Chris does seem to have the momentum right now, but that can change in an instant.
Yeah, well, he plays just middle ball, almost like a little punch shot to come
Yep.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just punch it a little bit so you don't roll oh.
Man, that was pretty uncharacteristic. He missed that by quite a big margin, but
I think did he swing? Did he accidentally hit the 8?
yeah, I think he hit the 8 into the 4
Probably
maybe.
took him offline.
Yeah. Okay, so that's not a shot you're really expecting Chris to miss, but there's also some pressure here. I mean,
Oh, he hit it with his cue after.
I think anybody in the chat room who has played for a decent chunk of change before knows that, there's going to be some jitters. There's definitely both players are wanting to win quite a bit, so they might make some mistakes that they don't normally make. James got a little funny here, actually.
Yeah, he might have to take a. Oh, is he going to come underneath? No, he's going to go forward.
Yeah, just a little top left.
Yep. 2 rails back in the middle of the table.
Great shot.
Yeah, his ball control. It's really good.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so this, just so everybody knows too, so obviously this is my table. This is the 860 HR cloth. So I've seen a couple people mention that it is a little bit slower playing, and that's because it is the HR.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah, it's meant for longer durability.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to last, quite a bit longer. But at the I guess the forfeit of the speed.
Yeah.
Now that being said, I keep the table real clean.
Yeah, it
So-
looks like it, man.
So those balls do roll pretty good, and it helps you control the speed a little bit better.
Yeah. And how long have you had this table for?
So I got it installed about February of 2019. So it's been here for a little over a year, a couple months.
Okay. James is going to add another one to his score.
I'll drill that down, bring it back to within 3 games of Chris.
All right, guys. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. getting up towards the 130 viewer mark. I'm sure there's quite a bit more on YouTube, so we really appreciate it if you guys could share the stream, get some more people in here, check out this great match. And also, we really appreciate any donations. This is definitely not a small effort to get this kind of thing underway. And Carissa and yourself and Steve have really put a lot into this. So
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have any idea how much I had to vacuum this morning
yeah,
to make sure that that carpet looked good. But no, it's a blast having you guys over, and
we really appreciate it, man.
yeah, absolutely. And you know, we had that tournament in the summer that we had 10 or so people here, and
Yeah,
what you were mentioning about the donations, it just helps get some commentators, and I mean, you're taking time out of your day to day to spend 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 hours. I don't know how long we're gonna be here, but
yeah,
but you're taking time out of your day to be hang out and add some commentary, and we want to be able to get some compensation to players like yourself that are doing that. So we've got a PayPal set up, and we've also have a Venmo. So you can find us on PayPal at Carissa at bigglebox.com, and the Venmo is Bigglebox TV.
awesome. Well, we got some people chatting. Looks like
Well, that's an opinion.
looks like we got Morgan in the chat. What's up, bro? How you doing? I don't think we can get a shot of my face, but you can just visualize it.
Wow, you've been called sexy twice.
I know. What am I doing right today? Shout out to Morgan. He's definitely putting a lot of time into his game. Just got a table at his house. Love you, brother.
So it looks like James played it safe. He's in. Now, what kind of safety? What would you refer to this as?
So the safety that James is playing here is kind of just he's just trying to get a little separation. The safety he did just play, we're actually looking at the wrong.
Yeah, that one there. So he played. Now it looks like Chris is kicking at the one.
Yeah, he's kicking at the one ball here. It's not bad.
No, I think he.
It's not a bad result there. I think James can just thin this one ball and go down table, put the cue ball on the end rail. One thing he has to watch out for, though, is putting the one ball in any position where Chris can kind of carry him into that 9 ball that's sitting kind of near the pocket is definitely not something he wants to do. So,
see, and this is another situation that I think, I've heard a couple times that if you play all the disciplines of pool, it actually it rounds your game out.
Yeah.
And we mentioned about one pocket and how each ball is important. But something like this, when you get into a safety battle with 9 ball, it's such an aggressive game, by nature. You want to run out.
Yeah.
Every time you get to the table, it's 9 ball. You want to run out.
of course.
But with players that are 700 level and above, sometimes you get into these safety battles that you have to kick, like Chris had, and then you can't leave the door open. And that one pocket is going to teach you that, like you just mentioned, he's playing safe again.
Yeah.
It teaches you that patience.
Yeah, and I think the more you play and the higher level you get, you kind of realize that playing the percentages is, I mean, it's not just something people say. It's like it's proven to get you the win more often. So, if you have a shot where you're maybe only like a 30% to make it, and then you have a safety and it's like a 85%, you just got to go with that safety. I mean, even though sometimes...
Oh, Chris drilled the 9.
Nice shot, Chris.
But did he call the 9? No, he didn't.
Ooh,
he called
didn't
the 1.
call it. Oh, no. Okay.
Hey, that's
the
10
rules
ball
right
rules,
there.
9 ball.
Yeah.
But that's why you do it, and it keeps the players focused rather than just swinging.
Yeah, I mean, I like those rules. I think the less slop, the better.
Yeah, I've had some players come over to my house this weekend last, and most everyone has been either a 10 ball game or a call pocket 9.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice shot right there. a little bit flat.
Just draw back a little bit.
Yeah, just draw back and maybe come to a point where he can just pocket the 7 with natural shape. How's it going, Jimmy? Good to see you, man. Yeah, you played that pretty well. I don't know about you, but I feel like when you lay down a good draw stroke, it almost is like the most confidence building shot in pool, you know?
Especially when you hit it so clean.
Yeah.
You know, there's just that crisp feel.
Yeah.
You've hit it square, and that ball, you know, it's almost like it's spinning in midair for a second.
Yeah,
and
the
it just,
hesitation.
yep.
Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful thing. I feel like if you could just grab someone off the street who's never played pool before,
Mm-hmm.
put a cue in their hand, and then just have them execute a perfect draw stroke, they'd be in love immediately, you know?
Right. There's a thing in baseball. You know, I grew up being a baseball player.
Yeah.
You know, you square up a ball right on the barrel. You know,
Yeah.
whether it's a dinger or not, but that's what it feels like almost. It's
Just
like you
that
just hit it
solid
so
fit.
sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
And I swear, it's like when you listen to when you listen to Chris play, the ball just so crisply hits the center of the ball. He's so
Yeah,
good.
I know.
Yeah.
That's kind of a joke we have. I mean, the ball hitting the back of the pocket, you know, that kind of thwack sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's both of our kind of like favorite shot or favorite sound in pool. So satisfying.
Yep. Well, James pockets that 9 ball, brings it up to 8-10.
Yeah, we're getting close to halfway there for this set. So this is definitely a hard-fought battle thus far.
Let's see, we're halfway done. And we've been at this about an hour and a half, I'd say. That's what I was expecting, about a 3-hour match.
Yeah, for sure. And if they want to flip the coin, is that something they're going to be doing today, or?
I think that's to be determined.
Yeah.
You know, I think they had that conversation earlier. If you know, say one of them just really didn't feel it.
Yeah.
That they wouldn't run it back.
Yeah,
But
that's okay.
I know James last night when I was talking to him, he was like, "Yep, if we play and it goes pretty good, then I'm playing the second one."
Yeah, for sure.
I almost guarantee they'll play second one today.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I think they're both playing well enough or comfortable enough on the table that that they'll run it back.
Yeah, they're both playing great right now, so I'm excited to see what happens next. Somebody asked if Steve got lost in the bean dip.
I was just thinking that. I was thinking, man, it came out of the oven and it was like hot and like steaming, and I was so excited. And Steve's like, "I'm taking a break," and so I was like, "All right, cool." And I was just thinking, man, it's cold now.
It's gotta be.
It's cold. That was a long 5 minutes, Mr. Lingelbach.
You lost out on it.
It's okay.
Well, James played a pretty sturdy safety there. He's happy that 7-ball didn't go. Because Chris, I'm sure, would have given it back to him. But I think Chris just has to play kind of a containing safety here.
And do the same thing, leave the 2-ball on the left rail and cue-ball on the other side. Oh, no, he's going behind the 6.
He's trying to go behind the 6, but I think he definitely left a piece of it at least. Could be wrong, though. I mean,
go for the hero shot. Cut the 2 all the way into the 7.
You think so?
No.
Hey, I mean, it's there. It's definitely there.
I don't know if he can see that side of it.
Called a 9-ball here. What do you think? Did he?
Did he?
All right. He's doing a little airborne 9-ball combo, so. He made contact, but I think Chris is going to be getting this 2-7 combo in, and he's going to be off to the races.
And that's we keep talking about one pocket, but what it's also helped me with is when I'm shooting combinations like this, seeing where I'm going to leave that two ball after the combination. Because
Yep.
I think what a lot of players don't do is they decide that they're going to play the combination and they swing at it knowing that seven ball's a hanger, and then that two ball ends up on the wrong side of the cue ball, and now you're playing something weird.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a huge part of playing a combo, and yeah, especially when the ball's hanging in the pocket like that, I feel like it's the most challenging. But he did it well, and now it's just about getting good angle here on this three ball to come up for that four.
So are you more comfortable with inside English on this shot and coming like two or three rails back, or playing a little running and coming two rails that way,
I'd probably just play just a touch of inside and just try to come one rail up.
straight back?
Um, oh, he played
Went
it the
short
right
side.
way. I didn't
Yeah.
think he could play it like that, but that was a great shot. Couldn't have hit it any better. And now he's just three balls away from going up 11-8. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Chris as far as his focus right now. And he has missed a few shots, but it's really not affecting his demeanor in
Yeah,
any
he's
way.
really kept his composure.
Yeah.
And that's when he's in a state of mind like he is right now, and you can see as he's walking around the table when he's in that kind of state of mind, he's going to be really tough to beat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's many times where I would be playing Chris at Classic Billiards or, right when we were starting out, and
Drill it.
he would just be running out like this.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, in my heart, I felt like he would never miss, Like, he just, the confidence that he exuded, if that's a word.
Exuded. I'm not going to check the dictionary on that one. I'll just take your word for it there,
Okay.
Mr. Cole.
All right, I like it.
Exuded.
But, yeah, so 10 more for Chris, and he's got the money for this one.
So I just noticed something, and I guess I've missed it. So I noticed that Chris currently is racking with a magic rack, but then I also saw a turtle rack running around.
Okay. So I think Chris had the turtle rack, and then he kind of bent it in a way that it's no longer usable. So, yeah, I think they're onto the magic rack now. But the turtle rack is pretty good sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have much experience with it, but
I don't. I have one of those. What is it? The Outsville racks, right? And the thing I like about the Outsville rack is it's a cloth rack, so it doesn't move as much as a magic rack. But if it does happen to deform, I mean, not that everyone wants to get an iron out, but you can take an iron out and pretty much put it back.
Oh, really? I didn't even think of that. That's great.
Yeah. So with the magic rack, once you bend it, it's kind of okay. I'll buy another $20 magic rack.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do still feel that the magic rack, when it's in its proper form, it breaks the most consistently.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's so interesting, the technology that is coming out. I mean, I don't know when the magic rack or template rack came out. I know they had like the Sardo rack.
I
for a while,
actually,
but
I can't believe I haven't talked about this with anybody yet. So I went and looked. My wife and I are selling our home, right?
Yeah.
And we've been looking at places, obviously, and we found one that we kind of liked, but there was a pool table in the house, and they had a closet. And I opened up this closet, and I was taking a look at what was inside, and lo and behold, I looked up in the corner, and there was a Sardo tight rack.
Are you serious?
And I haven't seen one of those in 10 years probably. And it was just sitting there with dust on it. And I kind of looked at it. I was like, I feel like I almost want to buy this house just so I can have the Sardo tight rack.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's a sign right there.
I thought it was. I swear that. Well, and no offense to the homeowner, that was actually nicer than their table.
Paid more for the rack than the table.
Yeah, but it was interesting to see that. Just tucked away.
That's awesome.
Get a little bit of nostalgia there.
Yeah. I don't really see many problems in this rack.
Well, let's see what's
Just the 2 to the 3 is the only real.
Yeah, now he was trying to leave himself
challenge.
a little bit more of an angle.
Yeah, so
And he just draws
gonna
back
s-
here and takes the cut. No,
yeah,
he's
he's
going
gonna
forward.
swing forward with a little inside.
Yeah, there's that James Davee sweet stroke. I told you. He's got a confidence. He came to play on the table yesterday, and after about 2 racks, he was like, "Yep, got it,"
Yeah,
and it was over.
yeah, he's not really struggling too bad pocketing balls. I mean, seems like the speed is getting a little better. Um, kind of on the wrong side of this one. He'll just play another kind of punch forward with a little inside
Inside.
on it.
Hmm.
You'll see a lot of the better players are consistently okay with settling on a little bit tougher of a shot, to recover. So he should be okay. Yeah, he's fine. Looks like our viewers are getting up. 143 people here on Facebook. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Be sure to like and share the stream. Get this out to as many people as possible. And James is gonna tighten the gap a little bit, 11-9, barring any earthquakes or something like that.
Well, it is 2020,
Yeah,
so you don't never know what the heck's gonna happen.
I know.
We've got uh, viruses trying to take us all out, and we've got murder hornets.
Yeah.
Something about gypsy moths.
Oh, I didn't even hear about that one.
Some guy told me that yesterday, and I was just like, Stephen King needs to stop writing 2020.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are a little fed up.
And I get it. It's we've got safety of our friends and our family that we want to take care of, and
Definitely.
so I'm not don't think I'm downplaying that at all.
No.
It's just the
No.
added, like Utah had a big earthquake a month ago, and I think it was something like Idaho or Montana had an earthquake, and I'm just like, of course, I can only imagine you're sitting at home, already quarantined, and all of a sudden your house starts shaking, and you're
I
like,
know.
then a giant murder hornet comes and chases you through the house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting going back and seeing kind of the Times Square video of the ball dropping and everybody's just so happy and
Hmm.
they just have no idea what's coming. It's like it's crazy how quickly everything's transformed, but
Yeah. Well, one thing I know, still 9 balls on that table and a cue ball, and
yeah.
they're
Yeah,
all still around.
that hasn't changed, so
So I'm not sure if Steve had asked you. So how are you kind of keeping yourself competitive while you're quarantined and not really able to get out and have a lot of competition?
well, I mean, obviously, like just putting in the hours and practicing and stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard to not be playing other people, but you've seen a lot of people playing the Ghost or various things like that. But um, for me, it's like since I just started that sponsorship with Perry, I'm kind of just trying to get used to the equipment right now. So, um, yeah, I feel like I won't really feel 100% confident until I can get out there and start playing in tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, and I think
Test myself.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting coming back and seeing how this has affected everybody's game.
Yeah, for sure.
When so David Scarth was over here the other day, and um, right before this all happened, I had mentioned to him that he was getting out from everywhere. Every time I'd see him at league,
Yeah.
he was just playing crazy good. And now you go from playing 3, 4, 5 times a week competitively to full stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, one thing like how you were saying that you've been playing a lot of one pocket. I've actually been playing a lot of one pocket with my girlfriend Kelsey,
Yeah.
and it's amazing the improvement she's shown recently. Playing on that tight pocket table, 4 and an eighth inch pockets, and
Mm.
yeah, she's improving quite a bit. So it's like, I'm not out playing guys like James Davee all the time, but even just playing competitively against her, she wants to win, and we always want to beat each other up. So I think
Well,
it can be
one pocket
important to
of
have somebody there
four,
to kind of
four
spar with
Nathan's
you.
pockets. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's tight.
that's almost as tight as Steve's table.
Yeah, I don't think anything could quite be that tight, but
Gives me fits.
yeah,
Come over there to try out some of the equipment that they've got, and Steve hands me uh, Diviny cue and a keelwood shaft. He said, "Here, try this out."
yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah, it feels great." I haven't pocketed a ball for like 4 or 5 shots.
yeah. Meanwhile, James is going to be going airborne again. Try to pocket this one ball. I can't tell if the 3 and the 4 are lined up to that corner. It looks like they are.
Looks like, yeah.
So
Oh, great
that
shot.
was a wonderful shot, and I think he just pretty much solved this whole rack with that shot. So
Yeah, he's using that propel jump cue also.
yeah, seems like a lot of people are switching to the propel.
Well, I think, one of the biggest things too is not only does it play so well, there's not a whole lot of competition as far as carbon fiber jump keys right now.
No, there's not.
So I think Q-Tech really hit the nail on the head when they said, we need to come out with this right now.
Yeah,
Predator came out with the Rush, almost, 2-3 years ago now, and they were the first of the game, and everyone,
yeah,
everyone else is late to it. So I kind of feel that's the way Q-Tech was at the jump cue. They got first of the game, and now everyone's going to play catch up. You'll see.
oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some kind of carbon fiber jump cue from Predator in the next, year or so. All right, so got a little funny here. Based on a few of the shots I've seen before, I feel like James is going to duck here and just kind of thin this 5 ball down to the bottom rail, come 2 rails, and maybe try to leave the cue ball behind those 2 balls there.
I think he's cutting. No, you're right. God, you're so good, Cole.
No, well, I mean, it was either way. He might have cut it in, but he's come up a little short on those safeties, those kind of side-to-side safeties as far as the cue ball goes. And Chris definitely has a cut on this, so if he's feeling feisty, I mean, I don't think the safety is going to be much easier than the shot here.
I think if you can play this with a touch of inside, and even if you overcut it or undercut it, you can try to leave a cue ball back behind here, which still leaves you a shot on the 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think he just goes all out to make this, and position's going to be kind of built in. He's just going to hit off this bottom rail as we're looking, the top rail on the table, and then be right there for the 6 on the side. But you got to bear down on this one for sure. Okay, that surprises me that he chose to duck there. He hit at good speed, but he left a shot, and I think you got to go for that shot in that position. But I can't really doubt, what he chooses because he's up there and I'm sitting down here. So James just has to come with a good shot here. What do you think, Josh? Is this your favorite shot?
These are starting to become some of my favorite shots. Yeah. I went to the Shane Van Boning thing that the Bagel Box put on.
Mm-hmm.
And, one of the things he was teaching, you were there, obviously, you were, helping out. And one of the things he was teaching is his aiming system and how he cuts.
Oh, yeah.
And since then, I've actually gone to a thicker diameter shaft.
Okay.
And cuts like that, like James just made with Natural English, they're almost automatic. You never even have to look at the pocket.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's great to hear. Yeah. That aiming system is something else, isn't it?
Yeah. It definitely makes you feel a lot more comfortable. I mean, even on that 90-degree cut that Chris had, those feel much more automatic when you're using the edge of the shaft to the edge of the ball. Well, it's getting pretty close. We've got Chris 11, James 10. I don't think anybody kind of thought it was going to be lopsided.
No,
so it's kind of what we were expecting.
Yeah, I mean, based on the Fargo, if you want to just look at it from a statistical point of view, I think that this match goes like 21 to 18, 21 to 19, probably, 8 times out of 10, with maybe a couple lopsided matches in the mix there. But
Well, I don't know. I just got to think these two guys are super similar. I mean, they're both 6'12". They they both shoot real good. They've got similar Fargos. It's almost like James is just a 20-year-old version of Chris.
yeah, yeah, could be.
Tell Chris to stay away from motorcycles.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't think.
It's just a pro tip.
I mean, I should probably tell him to stay away from hanging off of skyscrapers too. But
My my wife has this anxiety thing that if she sees like heights or anything like that, she just starts to get weird. So I know that she's sent Chris a couple messages screaming at him for putting those on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah.
She has to like scroll past it super quick because
yeah, no, I get the
stand to
same
look at
way.
it.
I mean, I don't know if you remember that trend where people were dangling their phones like off of buildings, like really high buildings.
I
and
don't
just
remember that, but
barely
I just don't doubt it.
And it's like, it's such a silly thing to get anxiety over, but you're just like, you want to just grab it from them, and kind of similar to that, but with a person.
All right, well, looks like that one ball stuck right on that rail.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's got a good opportunity here to play a good safety, though. If he chooses to come down by that 2 ball and put the one up by the 4.
Yeah.
Let's see if he hit it well.
It looks like he left an opening there.
Yeah, I mean, nothing easy here, but
Yeah, Chris S. is just focus on making the ball. You don't have to do anything fancy. Just come right back to the middle of the table with that 2 ball in a similar position on the other end of the table.
yeah. And I think that's where Chris really can kind of take hold of this match, is if when James is making these kind of safety errors, Chris is capitalizing on them, and kind of sending a message that you can't be making those mistakes against a guy like Chris.
Right. Well, see, that'll kind of mess with your the aggressiveness that you bring to a table. Like if you do have a guy that's as Chris just hangs that 1 ball, but if you have a guy that is capitalizing on those errors, and you're now thinking that safety may not just be the game, or
Yeah. Yep.
maybe I just need to be aggressive.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, James puts that 1 ball down, left him right in the middle of the table for that 2 ball. Yeah, so he'll roll up for that 3 in the side. Oh,
Wow.
that was exactly opposite of what Chris just did.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think he might have semi-hooked him here, so Chris might be going airborne.
He's just got to go get that cheater jump cue, man.
Yeah, and I think Chris is going to run out to his car real quick and grab his sweatshirt. He's getting a little chilly, so just,
So what you're saying is I should go grab some bean dip?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Turn the fireplace on, maybe.
Could be, yeah. Maybe we'll take a little 3-4 minute breather. Let you
All right.
guys go stretch your legs if you're watching, but don't go anywhere, because I think this is going to continue shortly.
Yeah, pretty close to knotted up here, so we'll be right back here after a momentary break.
Yep. right, guys, we're back. I think the players are going to be back momentarily as well, rather. We got a pretty close match here, and I got Steve back with me.
Oh, I stretched my legs.
Stretch his legs, get a little bean dip. Is that what Josh said?
No, I stayed away from the bean dip.
Okay.
Could be
Could be a move.
Could be hazardous.
It definitely could.
All right, Chris is ready to go here.
Yeah, little jump shot here. Great thing is this 2-ball is sitting pretty close to that pocket, and I mean, just make it, and you have a good chance of getting shape on that 3.
Yeah, they're both using that propel, and they're both jumping really well. So
Yeah,
the key on this one, that 7 might be blocking that pocket, so we might have to try to get some high roll on it, maybe.
hmm yeah. I've noticed with the propel, you can kind of determine what English you're going to use, and not really worry about having to sacrifice the shot. So
Right. Looks like we got people matching up in the chat room.
yeah,
People
I saw
woofing at
that.
each other, and
You
that's
love to see it.
sporty.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just itching to get out and play, and
Yeah.
even just making wagers on the side of a match like this, it kind of reinvigorates that competitive nature. So but yeah, how are you guys doing out there? Let us know in the chat room who you think is gonna take it down from here. I mean, hard to say, but we've seen how both players have played thus far, and I think there's definitely a possibility of making some predictions here.
Wondering where the guys are at. They're both in the room. Maybe James went to stretch his legs or something, because I know Chris came back.
Yeah, could be.
So we'll just talk about things and yak a little bit. So I know that all the events, U.S. Open at Mandalay, everything's delayed.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's kind of up in the air, isn't it, for when
Yeah.
you're gonna come back?
they haven't set dates for the U.S. Open. I know the Allen Hopkins Expo pushed it all the way to the fall. So I'm not sure. I haven't heard of any events setting permanent dates yet.
Yeah, I know that they set the World Championships, the World 9-ball Championship for either late 2020 or early 2021. But
So quite a ways back though.
yeah, I'm sure that's also kind of still potentially up in the air too.
Yeah, I know Oscar had an event scheduled for early July that I wanted to go to.
Yeah, what
But
was
I,
that one?
Like an Al Romero, unless I'm mistaken, but it was a Hard Times
Yeah,
event, 1 pocket and 9-ball, and I'm not sure whether it's been pushed back or what. But all right, we're ready for some
yeah.
jumping
Some
here.
jumping. Let's see, Chris. I'm hearing balls going in.
I heard it hit the pocket.
Oh man, he's gonna have to leave that jump cue out.
Yeah, he is.
And really nothing great here as far as an offensive opportunity. So I don't know. What do you do here, Steve?
You got to play for possibly the safe, maybe Z-bank it to the bottom rail or something.
Yeah,
The bank looks like it might be blocked. If not, then you go for the bank and maybe miss it short with speed. So
yep.
it's a tough spot. You're going to sell out in this spot a lot.
Yeah.
So let's see what he's got planned.
Wow. He hit that great as far as
I think
cutting that ball.
I think he was going for that.
Yeah, I think so. And he got rewarded with a great shot there to
Yeah, but he didn't miss it by much. That was a good shot. I didn't see that. I didn't see the jump cut.
no.
Now this is an interesting shot for James. So what I see here is hitting this with medium speed. And trying to use that 7 as a blocker somehow, because the 3 doesn't go unless you. Oh, he's calling it down there.
Okay, so he's kicking with a little more speed.
Yeah, I like hitting this softer, so that you get behind that ball.
Wow.
See that?
Yeah.
He might have got good.
He did get good, but
I would have hit it softer, got him behind the 7, and then
Yeah.
let your opponent go. The percentages of making that ball, I think, are just not quite what you would want.
okay.
Is Chris flying or no rail first?
He's
Might be
rail
able.
first, but it almost seems like he has to swerve to hit the right rail.
Well, let's take a look at the. We're not switching cameras. I think he's okay.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
Just hit a little bit fat.
Yeah. Is he gonna get a little bit fortunate?
Not on that one, no.
No. Okay, well, James has a great opportunity here to tie this match up, so let's see if he can hold his nerve.
Yeah, I think this is just a little bit of right English and just slide out for that 4 ball. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
He was dangerously close to that corner pocket.
Yeah, and he actually got a little fortunate to come up as high as he did off that kind of doubling the points there,
Right.
because he can still make this ball, but does the 5 go on the side is the question. I don't know if he can hold it for the corner. What do you think?
No, I don't think he can hold it for the corner. He's got to play it in the side. He got pretty good on it.
He did. Nice shot, but is he able to kind of float this in and keep angle on that 7?
Yeah, he'll just slow roll this one, I think. He's pretty straight. There's not much else he can do. Get a little angle on that 7 and then pop out for the 8. Just like that. Well, it looks like we've got tie ball game. We haven't had a tie ball game for a while.
No.
Could have
I think
been.
since
Could have
0-0.
been. Yeah, 5-5 could have happened and it didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
So this will be the first time James has got this back to even Steven.
Yeah, James is seeming to settle in a little bit. He's starting to hit the balls a little more towards the center of the pockets.
Center's good.
Yeah, it helps.
All right, 11:11. So for anybody just chiming into the stream and you weren't here at the start, we'll give you a highlight of what's going on here. This is a little Washington player against Oregon player here going on. James Davee is from Seattle area and Chris Portland area here. I think this first set is for 2,000 in the middle, right? Right,
Yeah,
goal, 1,000 a man.
Yeah, absolutely. Not including all the side action, so good amount of pressure on these guys to compete and to perform.
And also, this is a race to 21. And when the set is over, if whoever lost says tails, they're probably going to play another set right away, or they do have the option to play again tomorrow, whatever they feel like. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. This could be a long one. 11-11 going to 21.
Yeah, that's a race to 10.
You know, I've played a lot of years, but I don't think I've ever played a. You know, because in tournament this is not a number.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but lately there's a lot of this race to 21, race to 50. A lot of the pros
Yeah.
against other players.
Yeah,
So it's
cool.
getting a little more common with streaming and things like that to have these longer races.
Yeah, absolutely.
And better players, with the luck of 9-ball in different games, like to play longer races. In a longer race, whoever's in stroke or the better player is going to be victorious with that long of a race more times than not.
Yeah, for sure.
Here comes Shorty. Man, they're
Yeah.
pocketing those balls good with those jump cues, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, they are. Yeah, he's gonna have a pretty difficult shot here to get back up table for that 5, but I think he can kind of twist it with a lot of low right and come
Oh,
back from
boy.
the bottom right corner. What do you think?
I don't think I'd take it on, Cole.
Yeah, would you duck here?
Yeah, I think I have to duck. I don't
Yeah,
think
it
you
might
can.
be a little too steep to
It's
do
too
that.
it's too steep,
Yeah,
and he can't go to the right. So he could call the 9, but that doesn't look like a bargain. That looks like a sellout shot.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
I think he goes red light all the way here, just like that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, kind of.
Well, besides that,
Yeah, I think that's the shot he had to shoot. He kind of lost his focus on Whitey,
yeah,
but
it happens.
that's the shot I saw is dumping the 4 over the other side.
Yeah. Chris has just got a. I don't know if he can play this 4 ball in the corner by the 6. If not, he's just gonna follow it all the way down to this corner, bottom right as we're looking. Sorry, we're on the wrong screen, but
That's a good look at the angle there.
yeah.
Yeah, this 4 to the 5. Once he goes 4 to 5, the rest of them, are in pretty good shape.
Nice shot. Don't get too straight though. I think he's okay.
He's a little funny because he's
Kind of going towards that 8, huh?
going towards the 8, and if he gets down below the 8, the 7 gets into play. But I think he can hit with high inside here and get short of the 8 ball.
I think you're right. Yeah.
It looks like it's there. Oh, the 8. Yeah, he did get short, not much.
Yeah.
Looks like he can just shoot a little draw shot and come right back out towards where he's at. Just like that.
Nice shot.
And I think you play this 8 towards the side on this. You just make sure you don't get on the wrong side. Let's see what shooting low. He's doubling over.
Oh, he's just gonna play it in the corner, I think.
Okay. He had a lot of options there.
He did, yeah.
But he's going to put this in the side and come. No, he's going to go in the corner.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's making it though. So
Yeah, I kind of like the side on that one with the natural line, but
yeah.
again, different preferences. Different styles.
Yeah. That's a good out there. It was a must-win rack. I mean, kind of losing the lead there, like losing that cushion, and then having James kind of start playing a little more consistent on him. He's really got to take advantage of those opportunities. So
Yeah, because Chris was up 10-6, if I recall.
Yep.
And then I took a break, and he lost the lead, and James snuck back in the match. So
yeah,
I think Josh is up having bean dip.
yeah, yeah. He was kind of getting a little antsy about it. He's saying it might be getting cold up there. So
Yeah, well,
yeah, and we got Mother's Day tomorrow. So shout out to all the moms out there.
yep.
I know a lot of people are kind of away from their moms right now, and it's tough being away from family during this time. So solid break there.
Yeah, it is. It is tough. I mean, if you have family that's older, like my dad is 81.
Oh, is he really?
So in this whole thing, I took some masks over to him when I had some come in
Yeah.
because he was going to Costco and stuff without a mask. And I said, Dad, that's
Yeah.
probably not kosher.
Yeah.
So I took some masks to him, but even when I was over there, I was very careful, and we stayed outside, and I gave him his mask, and we chatted for a bit, but I've only seen him once and talked to him on the phone a few times, so this family thing gets a little challenging.
It is. Yeah, it's really tough. A lot of FaceTime calls, a lot of phone calls. But-
And Chris hit this good.
Man,
That's where he was supposed to put it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Here comes Shorty.
Yeah. We
That-
might have to just change the name of this stream to.
Here comes Shorty.
Yeah,
Wasn't-
exactly.
Wasn't that a movie name?
I think so.
Something
Yeah.
about Shorty with John Travolta.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds
Or
familiar.
get Shorty or.
Yeah.
But boy, they've been using these jump cues so much, and they've been hitting them really well.
I know. I think Q-Tech might scout these guys after this.
Yeah. Well, we've moved quite a few of these jump cues, and everybody really likes them.
Yeah.
I've got one in my bag, and lately just about everybody does.
Yeah. And where can people go if they want to procure a jump cue from you guys? Just contact you on Facebook, or what's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
I'm sure they're on the website. You can order them on the website,
Okay.
or you can just get a hold of Carissa. We have, I think we got like maybe 6 or 7 still in stock currently, but
Nice.
it's one of those pieces of equipment that is similar to the BK Rush. It works. It plays good.
Yeah.
So the equipment kind of tells the story.
Yeah.
He got a little straight here. He might not be able to get where he wants. I think he just pulls straight back and takes his licks.
He's following.
No, he had some angle.
Yeah, he did. And he got perfect here to just kind of
He's gonna
rail.
stun across. He'll shoot a little stun shot here.
Yep.
Just want to make sure you don't get on the rail or straight in.
Yeah, really. Even being kind of near the side here is okay, but you definitely don't want to be straight. This is even kind of a little bit less angle than he wanted. But I think he's going to just, what do you think? Kind
Boy,
of
this
punch
is
or follow forward with kind of left English here.
boy. It's 50-50. I think he's going with a high and going to play over by that right side and shoot it short side. That's what he chose. He hit it actually really good.
That was a nice shot.
It doesn't look that great, but that was in a tough position.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just that one where you pucker up and let her rip.
Yeah, come off that top rail and back up.
All in. A little bit of high left. You want to miss that 6 ball coming down this way.
He hit it good.
Oh, he went right in the middle.
Yeah, he went a little bit to the other side.
That's okay. I would have done it a little bit different. I would have played it with some inside and put the ball in the middle of the table, but
yeah,
he's okay.
he's okay.
Straight high ball. He wants the cue ball to come towards him here. Just like that. Oh.
Man.
Lost his concentration just for a second.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Good shape on the 9 though.
Yeah, but that's why he missed it. Is he put more emphasis on Whitey and forgot to refocus on the shot.
Yeah.
I know me or you have never done that, of course.
Never. I've never missed a ball in my life.
No, trying to play certain spots with your cue ball. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, they actually just had to reinvent the Fargo system. I'm actually above the numbers, so. Just kidding.
You lost me there for a minute.
Wouldn't that be nice to go on a streak of never missing a ball again? But it's going to happen.
'Tis.
Alrighty.
All right, we got a tie ball game again, so they're gonna exchange punches here. You throw a big punch, I'll throw a big punch, and we'll just
See which one of us is still standing at the end.
Just for our sake, I'm going to go double check and make sure that they're at 12-12 on their score. Also, make sure we're matching.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Score's good. 12-12. James Davee to break. I'm okay for now, but maybe in like 20 or so.
good break here. He hits this, cinches his 2 ball, and this rack looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Not much to do. Just hit this gap between the 7-8 for the 6, and that should do it. Oh, I think he got there.
Yeah, I think he's okay, barely, but he's going to be playing this ball, I think, to the right side of the pocket.
Yep, I thought I heard it rattle.
Did he leave it? No.
Missed good. That happens.
That does, man. And I don't think Chris is going to be jumping this one. This is a little too touchy.
A little too stretched out. So if he can't see the jump, which he's trying to, I think you kick at it with some left-hand English and try to send it right towards the side pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Call the side pocket, but your goal would be to kick it to this end rail on the middle diamond.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm not sure. I just don't think this jacked up thing's the way to go, but it's hard to say. He's going for it.
He is.
Yep.
I think I like your shot a little better, but
Well, he's been hitting the jump shots good though too. So sometimes if you're feeling it,
yeah, absolutely.
it might look harder than here than it does down there, but it looks like a tough jumper from here. Yeah, it was tough enough.
Did he get away with it? Is the question.
He did.
Yeah, I think James is going to be kicking at the bottom rail here.
And this is the same type of shot as the last one, so he wants to go just a bit short of the side and kick it down to this end rail right about where he's shooting from is the shot I see here. Oh, he's got, I don't know what that.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think he got a rail there.
He didn't. I just not sure. Maybe. Yeah, it's hard to say what he was doing. I didn't particularly like what I saw.
No. I mean,
Kicking it with speed and putting distance on him, because if you put distance on him, even if you miss hit it, they're going to be shooting a long shot.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
that type of deal.
Man, big swings. Big swings here. That was going to be James's first lead in the match.
Yeah.
And I think Chris has got to be feeling pretty good right now to still maintain that lead.
He's getting through the ball real well. He's really striking the balls well.
All right, Chris, 8 more games and you're home free.
13-12.
I know Chris has been working on his mental game as well as, training with you over the last couple weeks, but especially working on the mental side, and it's definitely showing. He's not showing too much emotion, and he has made some mistakes, but he's just bouncing right back. So that's what's important.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've probably talked to him a little bit about it, and so have I. We're both close to Chris. Not that we have really any favoritism here as commentators. Obviously, we'd like them both to play well and have a good match, but that's been his kind of last hurdle.
Yeah.
Is getting him to stay focused throughout the match, whether he's ahead or behind. Normally being behind is more of a test.
Yeah.
So, but I like what I've been seeing.
Absolutely.
And we talked about it the other day, and I think one thing that is really helping is having his job.
Yeah.
And having a job and having always having $5 in your pocket.
Definitely.
I'm kidding about the $5, but I think he has a more peace of mind, and he's a little better in his skin, kind of thing. And I think it's important with him.
Yeah, and he's a hard worker, and he's.
I think he missed good again.
Yeah, he missed pretty good there.
They've both been getting good rolls on misses in the last 2-3 games.
Yeah. I actually think James can. Oh, he's kicking, but it almost seemed like from this angle he could maybe potentially make it in the corner.
Yeah.
So where do you want to be on this 3 ball to come up for the 4?
Is the 3 right in front of the pocket? Yes. I think you draw and come down the what I call the airplane landing strip.
Yeah, right onto
So
that line.
a little higher than it is right now, and then just draw it so that it comes in that line towards that 4 ball. I really don't think you want to get angled like 3 rail it because you got balls in the way.
Exactly, yeah.
So what you mentioned is pretty important because he needs to get exactly where he needs to be on this one, and I think he's there.
Yeah, I
Could
think
be
so.
could be a hair straighter, but he can cheat the pocket here.
Yeah.
So he'd rather be a little shorter on this one to be perfect, but he'll cheat the pocket and draw onto this line that I was talking about. Just like that.
Too hard, maybe?
It's a little too hard, but he'll be okay. He's just going to soft roll this so he can still shoot the 5.
Yeah.
I think he's okay.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get above that 3rd diamond too much close to the side, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to hit this too hard. He'd have rather been a little bit shorter. But I like the way he went over and looked at his exact line on that. He hasn't done that a lot. That's not really part of his style.
Yeah. No.
I know you do it a lot more, and I do also.
Yeah.
He killed it
That
off
was
that
a good
rail.
shot. It just can sometimes help, even if you already know what you're going to do, it can kind of help just get you a little more comfortable with the situation.
Well, this far into the match, I think they're both comfortable. But what the reason I like that style of going and looking at exact shape is it keeps my concentration, my focus at the peak.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's why they've missed a few balls that I thought that they shouldn't, but that could be a factor.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
I like to teach people that, to go and look at their line and bear down to the exact spots. And I think it keeps you from missing those easy ones, those unforced errors,
Definitely.
in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
and I know you've done a good job in the last few years of doing that.
Yeah, I've definitely
So-
tried to incorporate that into my game, and like you said, it's like keeps your focus really
Mm-hmm.
at the peak, which is a good word for it. And especially in a match like this, your focus is going to kind of dwindle at times. And if you can just keep your pre-shot routine and keep your rhythm and what you normally do, it's going to help that a lot.
Right.
All right, it's getting down to the nitty-gritty here.
Well, we've got a couple people watching, so anybody new to the stream, we got a race to 21 going on here between Chris Byers of Portland and James Davee from the Seattle area. So there's a little city rivalry here, state rivalry. There's a lot of money on the side, and there's some money on the match. I want to thank everybody for chiming in and watching. I hope you're enjoying, and share the stream if you could.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one click, and most likely you're going to get at least a couple more people coming in, so we would really appreciate it. All right, he's got a shot on the 1. Everything's pretty opened up.
Yeah, getting shape on that 2 ball. He's going to have to come off that 9 maybe,
Yeah, I think you're right.
or he might be able to draw past it and miss it. That's hard to say. Nope, he had to crash. Oh, that 9 ball got him to miss it.
Yeah.
Well, James, I think at 12, 12, and 10, 10, something like that, or 11, 11.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been tied a couple times,
Yep.
and then Chris gets another few games and gets a lead again. So
Yeah, so I think it's really crucial here that James doesn't just kind of rush through this. I mean, this is a huge game. Nice shot. Great shot from James.
Yeah, you hit that one really well.
I think he can just slide over for the side that he's next to here.
Yeah, it's going to go in the side pocket towards him, I believe, just stunning this over. Just like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, this out looks pretty standard. And again, you just watched him walk over and look at his exact angle that he wants for that 4, because he'd like to kick away from that 5 and not go towards it and run into it. Type of deal. Oh.
Man, that's a very unforeseen error.
Again, he went over and looked at his position and everything else, but when he refocused, I just don't think he focused in on that 3 the way he wanted. So just a mental lapse, it looked like.
Yeah. I think right here, Chris really needs to bear down and get out here. You know, I mean, this is having James have the opportunity to go up 13-12, and then now, you know, Chris is up 14-12, and if Chris can get out here, that's going to kind of be a little bit of a tough thing for James to get over mentally.
Yeah, that miss and not getting within a game, if Chris gets out here, he's going to think about that for a bit. Well, Chris made a mistake there. Wow.
Yeah,
He's going to go banking on this rather than play safe. I think safe here would be the move, but let's see.
you can go short with it.
Yeah, I don't know. He got fortunate there, but
Yeah, he did.
with him missing his shape on that one, I really liked I like just playing all-out defense on that rather than that bank shot.
Yeah, and he's going to
'Cause if
potentially
James-
be behind the 9 here.
Oh. All right.
Well, this ball is cuttable.
Boy, to get shape on that ball up there, though,
I know.
on that 6.
You're going up and down and then up and down.
You know, you can spin this with 3 tips of English, but the accuracy on that 5, if you spin with that much English and just you lose it all.
I almost like thinning off the left side of it as we're looking.
Yeah, that's a good shot too. James just going to go for the cut on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looking at the other monitor, it looks tougher than I thought. Maybe he doesn't go all out for it. Yeah, he's playing safe.
Just a little bit leaked out there.
Now this one you definitely go all red.
Yeah.
That 5's got to be down underneath the 9, and depending on your angle, you put it down by that 6.
Yeah, if you can.
Oh no, really?
He's banking.
This really surprises me.
Yeah.
The shape's not natural.
Well, you know what? Chris banks pretty good, so.
Yeah, I just thought with a dead safety there, he's going to be stuck behind that 8 ball, and he's going to lose the game more times than not here.
Wow, I think he let it leak out.
Did he really?
From what I can tell right now,
yeah.
they're both rushing a little bit, which, I mean, it happens, you know. I mean, sometimes you just know what you're going to do and you just do it, but
Wow.
I would like to see both players just take a little bit more time to kind of really gauge what they're going to do.
Yeah, they really haven't taken a break other than Chris going and getting a sweatshirt. But
yeah, and that can be a huge move, so to speak, is, you know, if your opponent makes a mistake here, like you kind of go take a break. Chris is up 15-12. He may go take a break and then kind of leave James to just think about the mistakes he's made. It can kind of be a little mental game.
yeah, I haven't. You know, both these guys are great guys, so I don't really see any like sharking or any of that thing where you take a big long break, or when the other guy's shooting well, you want to freeze him up or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to come into play. But we are at a point that I could see uh, making little mistakes in the match getting closer, somebody possibly taking a break here shortly.
Oh no, is that okay?
No.
That's good.
Yeah, it looked like he might have hit it too hard, but it wasn't the line he wanted. Something bothered him.
It's the way to be.
Yeah,
Stand
you
back
gotta
up.
get up off the shot. All right.
All right.
You think it'll be heads or tails? The coin flip.
I think it might be tails. Yeah, I usually go tails.
Because I don't see how they don't play another set,
Yeah,
no matter who wins.
they're both playing great. You know, I mean, just a few misses and a few errors, but
But if you notice, a lot of the errors, a lot of the balls missed. Kind of like James on that 3 ball on the side. They lost their focus on what looked like almost hangers.
yeah,
So it's that part's been a little surprising, is all.
yep,
But a little adversity and fight through it. And
yeah. That's what it's all about. I mean, you never come into a match like this and think, you're never gonna.
that's a
kinda
good
face-
break. You could get out off this break if that one comes up high enough.
I think it did.
Well, it's no hanger getting to that 2, though. You could possibly run into the 8. If you get past the 8, you could run into the 4.
Yeah, it's nothing easy here.
No. This is an unusual spot. Let's see what he chooses to do. He might play safe even.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did. He went for
what a shot.
yeah, it was just too difficult to transition to that 2 ball. So if he wouldn't have had stuff in his way. James got a tough shot here.
Yeah.
That 6 is big. So
Ideally, if he can come and kind of hit the rail first and clip the 1, maybe go down table behind the 9 ball.
yeah, that 6 was big. All right. Well, do you start off with this combination?
Yeah, I think you have to.
You have to, don't you?
Yeah.
No choice.
Just stay down on the shot. Just trust your stroke. The 1 should stay pretty much right there.
Yeah, he's not going to hit it hard.
Well done.
And it looks like that's the 5 out there. So 4 to the 5. The 7's in the way. So the 4 to the 5 is the shot of the rack here.
Yeah. Yeah, you just gotta play the 4 to, come out for the 5 in the corner, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to depend on where he lies on this draw shot, because he can't pinpoint this draw because he's going to draw all the way back. So he came up a little short. Now he's going to have to spin around the table or just draw straight back and shoot it in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Or he might
So
be able
that's
to
what
just
he's-
flip it, like play the 4 to the left side of the pocket a little bit,
Yeah,
and then just come out 1 rail.
I think that's the simple move, and I think that's what he's going to choose. Just rolling it nice and soft,
Yeah,
just like that. Came out a little too far, but he should be fine.
yeah, just a touch.
Little stunner over to the side rail with some power. Just like that. Hit it well.
Nice. So how do you approach this shot? Because this shot comes up a lot, and I think a lot of beginner players are, they don't really know exactly how to get back down table.
See, now on that shot, I really would have thought about drawing over to the rail and then coming around 3 rails.
Okay.
I really like that because it's just all speed.
Yeah.
On this shot, he's got to power this. He's got to hit it perfect.
Yeah.
It's not natural. Now he did hit it good, but
He did.
not, that side comes into play, the speed comes into play. So I don't know, everybody's different, but that's a shot where I would have looked at something simpler if it was there.
Nice shot. All right, Chris, going up 16 to 12.
Wow, it's been strange match where James will get a chance to get close, and then either Chris plays a real good rack or James makes a mistake or two, and then Chris runs out ahead again. So
Yeah. And James is by no means out of this match, so
no, he's not. But it's interesting just the way it's ebbed and flowed.
oh, totally.
All right, I think I'm going to take a little break. I know you said something about it, but I'll let Carissa maybe step in here for the end of the match.
Yeah, totally. I might take a little bathroom break, and then I'll come back in. So. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a second set. Yeah. Alrighty, we got a new commentator here. Cole's going to take a potty break and stretch his legs, and
Is it even necessary to say potty
it's
break?
it's okay to say potty break, honey. Potty's a real word. Real word.
Real word.
Well, Chris made a nice out on that last out to get up 16-12.
Nice. Looking solid.
I think this match was tied at 12-12. James had fought back into the match, and
Yep. It was.
so if this rack looks pretty good. This transition to this 6 is going to be the key. But if he gets out here and goes 17-12, it's going to be pretty tough for James to fight back.
Now, is that because of the winter break format, or what do you think?
I believe if Chris gets out here, and he's in
A little bit of off angle there on the 6.
boy, I'd play defense here.
Just because you can, it's like natural, or what?
Well, unless I can't see the angle right, he might be able to come off the. Okay, he was able to come off the inside of that.
Well, yeah, but look at where it ended up on the shape for the 7.
I know, but the safety would have been pretty.
Like it was dead.
Yeah. He would have been able to freeze him right on that 8 ball.
Yeah.
But he chose to stay aggressive. Sometimes if you play safe, the other person gets out and makes a great shot. So
Hi, Karen.
nope, came up real short.
That speed's pretty good. I mean, not that he has to like James having a shot on this like that, but
No, this is an important shot for James, though.
you think?
I think he's just going to try to cinch it and pop the cue ball straight across. I don't think you're going to see him just roll this. I could be wrong. It's kind of a style thing, but let's see how he strikes this.
Oh, didn't end up how he wanted, and
No, Chris will, since they're playing the 10-ball rules, Chris chooses to take the shot. Anybody just watching, they're using 10-ball rules for 9 balls, so that's why Chris is shooting instead of James. I think Chris goes 3 rails here.
oh, ooh, ooh,
Oh my God.
dang it.
Yeah, boy. Just some mistakes on easier shots, or what looks to be easier shots.
Jimmy says we're his 2 favorite people.
Hey, Jimmy.
It's his birthday Monday.
Monday? Nice.
Mhm.
Boy, this is a really important shot for James to get his head back in it and stay down on this. Yeah, he's uncomfortable, so he's getting up, which is what you want to do. What I see here is cutting it to the right, but he's going to cut it to the left. He's going to do the opposite of what I just said. But
I like to cut it to the right and then just play the cue ball natural. Like keep your focus on making that shot
yeah,
rather than, powering, which, he did very well because he's an awesome player. But, now you're back cutting that 9 ball. I don't know if you necessarily like that.
Yeah, he just liked the shot to cinch it in that pocket. He liked that more, so that's what he went with.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta take the shot you like better. When,
Yeah. He should be okay.
and is.
Yep.
So, did you get the score? Are you in charge of the score, or was that Cole's job? And should I be?
Well, early on I was scorekeeper, and then Cole was quicker to the buttons than I was, so he took over. So
Yeah, we're in Oregon though. We don't want to give James games.
we don't. Well, as commentators, you're not supposed to show favoritism. So,
What?
but he is on kind of Oregon home court, so technically that's kind of home court advantage type of thing, right?
I'm not supposed to cheer for Chris?
Well, just not out loud very much because we have a lot of Washington people watching, also rooting for James. So,
Yeah, I mean,
You
they
know.
like James. I get it.
and James is a very nice player, and I've always seen him show great sportsmanship, and so I've played him numerous times. So
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
he's always a gentleman at the table, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Still rooting for Chris.
I know you are, honey. So is Cole. So
Oh, okay. That's
people watching know that it's okay.
all right. All right. All right. Well,
Was that an airball break?
that's really surprising.
Yeah, the wing didn't go in that time. That wing's been going in a lot. So
They both have been breaking pretty solid, but obviously,
magic rack, that's going to happen.
yeah, Chris has had more breaks, so
Well, this out doesn't look too tricky. 3 to the 4.
oh shoot. I know what Josh said something earlier about Josh said something earlier about that James was preferring the turtle rack and Chris was grabbing the magic rack each time. So
Right, they were using different racks. I did notice that, but I think I saw James use the magic rack a minute ago, so it's kind of went both ways.
yeah, that's what well, maybe that affected his break.
Hard to say.
Oh, this is not characteristic with these guys.
No, the match has been consistent though. I mean, this is going to be a tough position play here for Chris. Doesn't have a lot of room to play shape for that same corner. Yeah, he ran into things. I think he's probably going to play a carom here unless I don't see the angle.
Yeah, it looks like a carom. You can't see it very well from the other. Oh, maybe he's.
No, it goes. Now that I see it from this, it did go.
I don't think he was very happy.
He might have missed good though. James is looking at it pretty close. If he can't get the ball straight in and hit the 4 first, he does have the opportunity to spin off the rail. If he goes with the spin off the rail, if he has to, he doesn't know where wide he's going. It's probably going to run into that 6 if he has to go that route. He'd rather see the edge. Yeah, he went into that 6. Well, this is what they call a blood test. This one you got to suck it up and try to cinch it. And
A blood test?
it's called a blood test in the pool world, yeah.
Really? I've been in the pool world like 30 years now,
It's
and
a
I've
term.
never heard blood test.
It's a term lately that's used a lot in one pocket where you just leave the guy a tester and let him go and just give him a blood test.
A blood test. Did he pass the blood test right there?
He just made the ball, so he passed the blood test, yeah. It's not used as much in 9-ball, but can be.
Uh-huh. I don't think it's used in one pocket either, hun, but
Yeah, well, I hate to tell you, I just got back from Derby and I heard people using it the entire time, so.
oh, it's the East Coast lingo
There
you
you
brought
there you
back.
go. There you go. It's an East Coast thing.
It's probably a Kentucky thing. Maybe you can call Skylar and talk to him about it. Maybe he knows where it originated from.
Yeah. A little bit of high rat. Nope. Be right back.
I think Cole needs to come back. Things have just not gone the right direction since I started giving him a break.
Is that what happened? The wrong person jumped with the headphones on? All right, I got the score this time. Here we go. Well, I mean, it's
It's kind of gone like that, though. You know, I can't.
Chris has gotten 3 and 4 game leads consistently, and James has fought back into it. So it's trending that way again. It's ebbed and flowed quite a bit, and for the people watching, I mean, it's not a bad thing. So nobody wants to see a runaway train.
I'm okay. Oh, it's Josh.
It's Josh. It is.
Well,
I'll take a break if you want.
okay. He'll be back.
Sure. Yeah. I'll go out and catch some vitamin D real quick.
I know, it's out in full force today.
Beautiful day.
Who scheduled this for May 9th?
Wasn't me. It was you.
What?
Okay. Well, that break's gonna work. It's a good starter shot. So Chris is playing with a Predator, correct? With an extension.
Yep.
Wood shaft, C shaft, right?
No, he uses a 314.
Inch longer.
Yes, 30-inch 314.
30-inch 314 and like a 3-inch extension. So Chris is playing with a 62-inch. James also has a little longer cue. He's playing with a Dave Jones that he just recently picked up. And I think James is also using a Revo on his Dave Jones. So yeah, I'll take a break here at the end of this set, and you and Josh can bring it home.
You're going to leave me here the whole time?
No, I'll wait till Josh gets back before I.
I mean, the rest of these games?
You know, your Chris has got 16. He's like 5 away. I mean, you know, if you want to take another break, I'm sure Cole or me can step back in. But
Well, I wasn't.
It's a tag team thing. I'm not sure what you're asking.
I wasn't not working up there. I was manning the social media, and none of you guys are going to man the social media.
Probably not.
So
That's an actual job.
whatever. I mean, if it doesn't get done and people aren't, engaging with it.
Informed.
Well, I mean, they're informed, but I mean, you got to banter a little bit on the comments and
Banter.
sometimes they ask questions. You don't even have any of the comments up here, so you can't answer any questions.
No, over here you can like do a slide thing. I'm not sure how that works. As you can see, it's not working.
I don't know how it works either. There we go. Hey, look, Damien. He's out of the hospital.
He is out of the hospital. Hey, Dame. So, Dame went and got checked out this week for his heart and stuff, and he showed some Facebook pictures. I'm glad you're up and around, Damien, and doing better. So, give us a thumbs up there, buddy.
Yeah, not.
No thumbs up.
Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson is making fun of me about my social media skills.
Well, I guess it's a thing. All right, James is going to have to pop this with some speed and slide over to the other side of the table.
Yeah, that's awful straight.
Yep, he's going to have to power this.
And he hit that sweet.
Hit it good.
Dang.
Yep.
Scoreboard?
Yeah, you're on it. And James is sneaking back into the match. This was a 16-12. Now it's 16-15.
But he just ran out that rack, right? Chris didn't have any shots.
Yeah, he broke and ran, I believe. He had the one right in the jaws, and
The nerve.
well, that's going to happen.
Aw, thanks, Josh. Who's coming back? I don't know.
Nobody. I don't know.
You've been abandoned. Oh, no. Look it. You're not abandoned. Goodbye, honey bunny.
Hey,
Hey.
no quicker did I get the headphones on did Steve run out that door.
Right? It's like he has to go potty or something.
I don't know. He was doing
Oh, he's tinkling.
the pee-pee dance
I don't know.
up the stairs.
It's jam up, not thumbs up. This is in Portland, Oregon, Mr. Simon. We're at a home table in Happy Valley, practicing our social distancing and all that good stuff. Let's see, 3, 6. Looks like some balls went on the break.
Yeah, you can pocket that one, that 2-ball. You're going to have to he's going to have to draw back if he wants to pocket that 2-ball in that upper right corner.
There's like a real narrow window of actual window for shape. So look at that.
That was inside the window.
He definitely got through the crack in the window there.
You know, I've seen James do that a couple times this match where there's just a very small section that he can land that cue ball in, and he's done it each time.
Hey, hit that good. Hit that good. I don't know if
Ooh, save.
yeah, natural safety there. So this is Chris's first trip to the table in a game or two.
I'm starting to get nervous about this bean dip. Every time I go up, Chris is up like 3 or 4 games. Then I come back down and it's knotted up. So I'm going to have to tell Priscilla that she needs to add or subtract something from her recipe.
What on earth does a bean dip have to do with
Hey,
Chris's
I'm just
lead?
looking for patterns, Carissa. I'm just looking for patterns. I'm finding patterns everywhere.
Is that the baseball in you coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Superstitious.
Oh, my gosh. I shouldn't share this, but in high school, we wouldn't wash our socks for weeks if we were on a hitting streak.
Good Lord.
Weeks. They got so crusty, you could literally stand them up in the corner.
Oh, that was a nice hit.
That was a great hit, and actually, I didn't see if he called the 5 or not, but that was a pretty good swing at it.
Right? And that 3 ball's kind of a little bit of trouble too, so
Well, the 2 balls in a slouch shot either. I mean, if he's going to elect to cut it, that's a almost a 90-degree cut there, half a ball off the rail. And then how do you get back on the 3? I bet he just plays safe.
well, he makes the 2 and then plays safe on the 3. I don't know that he has to like that from that position, but I think he made the right attempt at it. I know, Jimmy. That's what I was saying. Like Cole needs to come back. That it's all about me. I'm the guilty jinx. 'Cause I can't handle sweating it. That's what it is. I'd rather be doing my job on social media. Ira agrees. Cole, come back. Cole, come back. Mayday, mayday. Commentate with Josh.
Breaker 19. Oh, that's going to be trouble for James.
So what does Chris do here?
Well, there's a bank shot available to to the center pocket, and if he banks it wide,
He called it.
yeah, then the 3 ball is going to go past behind in the 4. So I bet he hits it with just slightly over pocket speed.
And I didn't hear it go in.
Yeah, see, I think he hit a little hard there.
Oh, good. I think this is Cole.
He listened to you. He said that's enough of your curse, Crease, and get out of here.
Yes, Cole's back. We're going to be smooth sailing from here.
Well, we've got ourselves a Cole Gibbons in the booth.
What's up, guys?
What are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Just had a few chips. Thanks to you and your lovely wife.
Yeah, you know, some call her lovely. I've got other names for her. All good. All
Yeah.
good. But yeah,
I think she might be able to hear you up there. So.
that's why I had to put in the all good. Nah,
She is.
she's a pretty cool girl. I know.
All right. Looks like he's playing safe here.
I think that's a good option.
Yeah, it is. I mean, just leaving the distance there and then on the end rail, it's like really productive shot.
Well, it makes a big difference on the 9 foot because you lose this on a 7 foot, and it doesn't seem like as daunting of a task to pocket that 4 ball.
Yeah, and I think Chris has to play this 4 ball just back up table towards the 9. Oh, he's gonna kind of pinch it, play it in the side, and try to pinch it behind the 6 ball, I think. Or he's kicking. He might be kicking. Yeah, I like the idea, definitely, but I think maybe he should have played that shot just directly up table towards the 9. Let the cue ball die on the end rail.
Yeah, this just gives James too big of an opportunity here.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a great route to get back to the 5.
Yeah, it's
But-
tight getting between the 9 and the rail there.
Yeah, but just even being at the table here and even just pocketing this ball, then he has control. He can play a good safety on the 5 if he can't get there, so.
Oh.
Wow. That was unforeseen.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
You can tell James is a little frustrated by that too. He did not expect to go directly into that pocket.
yeah, and I think also for James, I mean, he's been clawing back this whole match, never really had a lead, and the last time he got within, to 1 to go up, he made a mistake, and now he's making another mistake, with a chance to tie it, so it's got to be a bit frustrating for him.
Yeah, well, Chris hit that ball real good. Got on that 9 ball.
Mm-hmm.
Made that really, really easy shot. Puts that down to take the 2-game lead. And we're closing in on 21 here.
Yeah, just 5 games. I mean,
Yeah, it's a 4-6 race.
or not 5 games, 4. What am I
Yeah.
talking about? I
don't
can't
know.
even.
You can't math.
No,
Yeah.
I tend to not listen when it's math class time. All right, 140 viewers. Looking good, guys. If you guys can share the stream, I wonder if we could get up to 200. What do you think?
You know, the highest I've seen, I think we've been up to about 150 or 160.
Okay.
And I think you've got about 75 or so people actively watching on YouTube also. So, I mean,
Nice.
I think cumulatively, you've got, about 200. I think people are just picking and choosing. I think the YouTube stream does seem to be a little closer to real time.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had them both up. I had on our TV upstairs, we've got the YouTube going, and then I had the Facebook on the laptop. And
Yep.
so I was using it almost like a replay. When I'd see a really good
Yeah.
shot, I'd be like, okay, stare at the laptop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to go.
Oh, and as we say that, we dropped like 13 viewers.
I know. What did you do?
I know.
All right, Chris, laying down a nice break. He's got a great 3-rail position here. Just hug the corner.
1, 2,
Will he hit that third rail? He does, but
3.
doesn't want to be too straight here. Now he's got to kind of stun up table. I feel like that's you can either go in between the rail and the 8 or try to avoid the 8.
I think you can cheat the pocket a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so he chose to come across. It's the better route, I think. He
Yeah, but
knows
now he
what he's
just
doing.
cuts us in with a little bit of right English, comes straight off that rail back down to the middle of the table. Makes that a really manageable 6 ball.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
oh, yeah. And you know what? That is actually the tightest pocket on this table.
Is it really?
You know, when people come over here to play, that pocket does not accept balls like the other ones do. I get balls rattling in that pocket all the time. So for that ball to do that and drop.
Yeah. It's nothing short of a miracle. All right, I say he just rolls this one in, gets a little angle. Okay, I'm a little confused about that. I think he could have just rolled that ball in and played the 7 up in the corner.
Yeah, he pretty much just said, screw you, Cole. I'm going to do
Yeah.
what I want.
Now,
Yeah. Now I'm going to bank it back
Bank
to
it
this. Yep.
he chins it.
Yeah, he knows how to do that.
Yeah, but this is not a friendly shot.
No,
I mean, when you make this shot for the cheese, it's definitely a great feeling because everyone sweats this shot. Backward cut.
yeah, let's look at this other angle here. Yeah, it's a long shot on a 9-footer.
Yeah, especially jacked up.
Yeah, and with that pocket, that side pocket right where it is too, you've got to really make sure that you're not going to go into that. Oh, he back cut it.
What a shot.
Look at this guy,
Bear
Chris
down.
Byers.
This is a very important game.
Yeah, this shot is it's going to cause a little stress.
Nice shot, Chris.
Chris is cool as a March day in Portland.
Yes, sir.
I didn't really have
I
anything for there.
I wanted to know what you might have been thinking initially, but
Yeah, I went through about 3 things in my head. I was like, what can I say here?
I was gonna say as cool as this glass of water that you brought me earlier.
3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 18-15. Chris says there's been a couple times I think he started off with a 3-pack, and I think he was up 4-0, and then James clawed back.
Yep.
And then he got up to 10-5 or whatever it was, and then came back 11-11,
Yeah.
and then they were knotted up at I don't know, something
I think it was
12-13.
12-12. And
Yeah.
James had the chance to go up 13-12.
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of been the theme of this match. I mean, James has showed a ton of heart thus far. Being down several times and clawing back. I mean,
Yep.
he's definitely not one to give up at all. So, let's see what happens.
Got the majority of the balls out to the other side of that table.
Yeah, he just said, I'm
was
just
some
gonna put them all down here.
That was
6
some kind
balls
of
on
break.
this side. I definitely look for Chris to play a good safety here. Few different options. He can either lay the cue ball down on the bottom rail, or he can kind of put the cue ball down below the 3 and bring the 1 over. So I think he's going to put the cue ball down on the bottom rail, though. Below the 9, it's a good route.
Below the 9, right? And what that also does is it keeps the 1 ball on the same side of the table as the 2, so it makes the 2 a lot more manageable off that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and he got good there. I mean, this is super tough. James is going to have to kick at this ball. If he can just hit right before the side pocket. I don't know if he can, though. The 9 might be in the way. But I don't think he can see in between the 3 and the 5.
It almost looks like he might be able to see just an edge. And if that is the case, then you just play that cue ball to stick right behind that 3. And then that 1 ball just send past the 5.
I think the 1 might be a little too close to the rail for that. I think it might be like a double kiss shot.
Into the pocket.
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky shot to, but we'll see. That's actually a pretty decent shot from where he was at.
Wow,
Nice
Chris
shot,
is
James.
running up to the table, though.
Yeah, he did.
You see that?
He did. He must have a pretty much straight in shot on this corner pocket. So
He didn't take up a lot of time, a lot of confidence there.
what a shot!
Center pocket.
I mean, that's just a confident shot. Beautiful. That's the kind of shot that sends a message right there.
Yeah, it looks like Chris is pretty eager to close it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that we're going to go into another set here for sure. Because this set really could have gone either way at this point, you know. A lot of missed opportunities on both sides.
Yeah, and I think each of the players is thinking that it could have been, like for instance, Chris, he's probably thinking it could be a lot more lopsided than it is, and James is thinking that, you know, he probably should have had a few more games that he does already.
Yep. And by no means am I saying that this set is over or anything like that, guys. I'm just saying that I think both of these guys will be hungry to play again.
Yep.
We don't know what's going to happen. We might even see a little hill thriller here.
You know, the other night I was playing, and I was up 19-16, and I looked over at Dave, and I said, I have a feeling this is going hill. And he looks at me and goes, I hope so. And 20 minutes later, hill.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
Don't you just love that?
Yeah, you have that feel, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting how when you're in the lead sometimes, it's definitely the hardest to close out a match, you know, whereas if you're down, you kind of get that momentum. And Chris has a semi-tough shot here. I mean, that was a pretty...
2. Oh, he's not going to get to 3.
That was a pretty thin little shot.
I bet he fires it in.
Yeah, I bet he rolls it at half a mile an hour and barely falls. No, I'm just kidding.
You know, I was talking to Chris last week, and one of the things he mentioned is when he has a shot like that, he tries to hit it with pace. He tries to hit it a little bit straighter because he feels that if you roll a ball, I mean, other things can happen. You can have a ball roll off.
Yeah.
You can not hit it hard enough. You can get stuck. So he just manipulates the cue ball to where he obviously wants it to land, and then he hits the ball with pace.
Yeah,
So,
I like that.
yeah, each and every time.
Yeah, because you can have skids if you roll a ball, or
Right.
you know, like you were saying, a ball can roll off. I mean, a lot of the top players are gonna kind of hit it with a little more pace.
Mm-hmm. All right, 1915, Chris Byers over James Davee. And it is Davee, not Davee. That was also a topic of conversation yesterday.
Is it clarified?
It was very clarified.
Is he a little bit salty about the Davee?
No. He just said growing up it was Davee, and everyone just always called him Davee, and it's actually Davee.
Yeah, makes sense.
Davee or not Davee?
I like that.
Yeah.
That is the question.
Well, that is a pretty good little line there. You've got 2 ball on the side, 3 ball on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Draw off the 3 for the 4 in the lower left.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, this is looking pretty rudimentary.
And it looks like he's got the angle. He'll come off the rail, you think?
Yeah, I think worst case he can just kind of clip off the right side of the 9.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he chose to stun down. That was a good shot. He's got a good angle now. Really just the 8 to the 9 is the only real worry, so...
Yeah, he's put himself in a really good position here, kept himself in line.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much that can go wrong here. Just leave yourself angle. You don't want to be straight at all.
You like drawing off this ball or playing forward?
Playing forward is a little bit more high percentage, because you have a lot of places you can land and still have that angle. Yeah, and he might choose to like load this up with spin or just follow up, kind of with a touch of left.
Yeah, same thing. He goes end rail to end rail. Oh no, he just hit it soft. Left himself an angle on the 8.
He's gonna have to bank the 8. Oh no, he can cut
He's
it.
got,
So.
yeah, he's got. We'll look at this other angle here. Yeah, that's actually perfect.
Yeah, the only thing is he has to go back and forth a couple times. So. But he hit it perfectly.
There's that pace.
That's a great shot.
There's that pace.
Hit it like it was nothing.
That's watching.
Don't take your eye off this one. Bear down.
Deep breath.
Yeah. Nice shot, Chris.
Break and run for Chris. Put him on the hill.
Chris is on the hill. James has 15.
On the hill. Yeah.
And it's going to race to 21. For those of you asking.
So how many more does James need, Cole?
I think, what is it, like 9 or 10?
Yeah.
Shoot, okay.
Carry the 1.
Oh, yeah.
And
Divide by 0? Wait, no, you can't do that. Now, James has to get 6 before Chris gets 1. That's a tall order. For sure.
Chris is going to really want to close this out right here, not even let James at the table.
Yeah. I mean, it is completely within his wheelhouse to do. So.
Well, we have the chef of the bean dip, Miss Priscilla Gonzalez here, coming to say goodbye.
She taking off?
After this game.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you can't leave when the set's still going on.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell is that?
I'm here to support my boy.
Excuse me, fans.
Yeah, excuse the foul language from Josh.
Well, I mean, it is my house.
It is.
So
you do make the rules. Hi,
Actually,
Catherine. How you doing? Good to see you.
Don't let my son hear that. My son would chastise me for using that word.
Yeah,
They are just the best kids.
they really are. I haven't seen many better. Can Chris see this one ball?
No, he's pushing.
Oh, looks like we got a Kelsey Joe in the chat.
Who's that?
I don't know. I think she's some girl I like, but
Some girl.
can't put my finger on it. What's up, babe? I don't think he can see. I don't think. I'm looking at the wrong
He's
screen
gonna play
again.
safe. Yeah, look over here. So he's gonna play safe.
Is he gonna get a little fortunate roll there?
Oh wow, wow!
Exactly
James
what
is
Chris wanted.
he's hitting himself right now.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum is definitely on Chris's side right now, but
Well, yeah, ever since Carissa left the room.
yeah. No, I think.
Hi, Carissa. Yeah, now, so you think he's going to try to combo the
No,
4-6, or he's going to play behind it?
Yeah, he'll play short side for the. If you just stop this ball right here.
Mm-hmm. Or play forward with
Play
pace.
Okay. Huh.
Oh,
So that's not what I was expecting, but I think had he just stopped the ball, he could have just came for the other corner.
yeah,
but
he's going to look at it now.
now we got to play a combo. There is another shot here if he's feeling feisty. Yeah, to draw with a little bit of touch of left. Not really. You don't really need much, but if any, but just draw right below that 6.
Yeah,
That's what he's gonna
doing it,
do.
yeah.
And if anybody has a strong draw stroke, it's Chris.
Look at that. You know what that tells me is that he's feeling it.
He is feeling it, but he's gonna have to feel himself pretty hard to make this one.
Yeah, that's a tough leave off of a pretty good shot, too.
Yeah.
I kind of expected him to come behind the 6,
Yeah.
back towards that rail.
He's doing a
Oh,
little jack
here.
up masse here. And that ball is in the pocket.
Whoa. He missed that by a micron.
Yeah.
Like, just
The
that nipple by
smallest
a
amount.
micron.
Okay, 2 options here. You can either just fall forward with a touch of left, or you can go 2 rails. I think
rails.
he's going 2 rails.
Yeah, that's that
Smart
pace.
shot.
Yeah.
Don't want to come too far.
I think he did just good.
Yeah.
Just good enough.
He's going to bump the 8 here, but he'll be okay.
Bump the 8 plate inside.
I think maybe in play in the corner, kind of a...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Just a touch of inside here. Come up for the same pocket, I think. Can't get comfortable, though, so he'll reset. You know, he might even choose to swing around. Like, he might even choose to swing around 3 rails on this shot.
I like how he just did that, though. He reset a couple times, so he stepped off of it.
Yeah, and he did. He's swinging.
Yeah, because that was a big shot.
Yeah, so I think Chris is going to take down this. I think Chris is going to take down this first set, and he does.
There he does. There he
Good job,
does.
Chris.
Mr. Chris Byers, 21-15 over James Davee.
And we'll let you guys know momentarily if they're going to run it back.
I have to
entirely
imagine
sure.
they're going to.
I think so.
I
yeah.
have to imagine they're going to.
I think so.
Oh, they're not even waiting.
Yeah, well, he's paying them up. Maybe they're just paying per set, but
I just couldn't seem to get it together.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what James is feeling. It's really up to him, I think.
Well, either way, again, thanks everybody for tuning in. Up to 150, not quite to 200.
151.
150 Malibu rum.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Pineapple juice.
Caribou.
Yeah. But if you guys are enjoying the stream here, let us know. Also, if you would like to contribute any funds, we also have that PayPal and Venmo set up. The links are in the comments. That helps out the production, I would say. And be sure to follow us on Bigglebox TV on the YouTube, and make Northwest Pool epic.
All right, guys. We don't know yet if they're gonna run it back. I think they are, but we're not sure if we're gonna keep the stream up right now. But we'll let you know momentarily. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and just stay tuned. And we'll give you guys a little update in a second on that.
If I get close, I'd fuck it up.
He just kept doing that.
Kept getting a couple games swing and I went for a fucking hard shot, you know, on the 4 ball. Tried, 9 was in the way, so I had to try and power draw as opposed to over.
That's how I am too. Yeah. Take it easy. Hey, ball. Look at this guy.
I did pretty good the last 4 or 5 games
You
there.
did. Dude, this cue is huge. Is it longer normally?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna go again. We're gonna keep streaming, and probably a 30-minute break or whatever for.
Yeah. I'm gonna order some Chipotle on the
You want me
phone.
to run and pick it up, or?
If you want. I mean, I'm gonna need a minute to eat it too, you know?
Yeah. Do
You wanna let the note
do
or
you
the
wanna let
stream?
them know on the stream, and then?
You want to take it off? Because they said it's going to be a half an hour. So you want to shut the stream down, or you just want to keep it up?
Just I would just keep it up. It doesn't make a difference.
After 4 hours, people.
Oh, we'll tell them we'll take an intermission then and be back on in about
You want some
30
Hey there, sports fans. We're going to go ahead and take a just a brief intermission. We're going to leave. We'll be about 30, 40 minutes or so. They're going to grab some food and come back and check us on the flip side. Thanks, guys.
Just a bowl would be
You
dope.
ordering it online?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you guys ordering from? Chipotle.
Ooh.
Do you want some?
Not from Chipotle.
You don't want a bowl?
Dude, for this one,
From Chipotle?
Yeah, sure. Give me a bowl. Give me a chicken bowl.
Oh, really?
What do you want?
Chicken bowl for Steve.
Just a barbacoa plus carnitas would be great.
Plus carnitas?
Yeah, I'll Venmo you.
No, I don't want that.
Josh.
What?
Brown
You
rice.
said that you
Black bean?
scared us.
We were like, who is that?
We were like, what? On his
Yeah.
back.
We thought somebody like,
Fresh tomato?
it was
Yeah,
so
sour
creepy.
cream and cheese.
Yeah, it was scary. We were both, yeah, it was
Hey,
kind
you
of creepy.
sports fan.
Sour cream and cheese?
But everyone's laughing. See?
And that's it?
Yeah.
You want queso on that?
Wow, that's
The liquid queso?
monster.
Really
Dude,
good.
isn't that thing
well,
awesome?
is it
Oh
really?
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Okay.
It's a
That's no
monster.
joke. It's not even as high as it